2,500 farm gate, and it has a longer shelf life, so it can be around for up to 2 months. That's why it's good for export. And it has very many other advantages, including its oil content. It's up to 21% compared to our normal avocado, which is about 8% oil. We have an oil extraction refinery that we're setting up. So if you plant us avocado, you'd be assured that we have market. We will be buying directly from the farmers. There is also a government initiative through NADS that is supporting farmers to plant us avocado. The government is paying 70% for farmers who want seedlings. So you will be getting a seedling at 2,550 instead of 8,500. Come to the store, we'll have more information. Thank you.
Wow. That was excellent, Kanisa. I just wanted to also flag the packaging. It's really beautiful. If you have a chance to come to this store, please come and see it. It's really unique. Thank you so much, Kanisa. Okay. And next up, we have to introduce Elgon Coffee, Elgon Origin Coffee, 90 seconds.
Thank you very much. My name is Annette Sonkwa of Elgon Origin Coffee. We come from Kapchorwa, that's Mount Elgon region. We deal in coffee in all forms. That's from cherry, parchment, green bean, and then the roasted one. So we work with the women farmers around Kapchorwa. We have one cooperative having over 350 members. Those are farmers. And we work also with the 13 women groups. Those are 430, of which 80% are women. So you see, we get our women and the youth in our company. So we buy their coffee at a higher price of 1,000 more than the normal price, because there are middlemen who buy their coffee at low price to make more profit. But for us, we want to improve the lives of women and their households. So of doing this, we also look for better marketing for them, so that we go back and empower them on good practices of farming. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and the women for the opportunity that have given us, and we hope to work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Elgon Origin Coffee. Next up, Raw and Organic Investment Limited.
My name is Valentine Cheribaka from Reaper's Garden. My products I deal in organic herbs and spices, raw shea butter. Out of shea butter, we make shea butter soap. My target market is everyone who wants to stay youthful in their skins, in their looks, and what they eat organically. I employ 2 youth who are female, and my company is located in Chitende. I thank you and women for the opportunity given, and we look forward to collaborating more.
Thank you so much. I think members, let's remember the camera is there, so try your level best to look at the camera, smile, you're being filmed. Next up is EcoFab, Nutri-Foods.
Thank you. I appreciate you for visiting my stall. we have a focus on working with people who are growing maize, soy, and since pumpkin is not grown alone, it is grown alongside with coffee trees. So we produce products from different areas. Now for the pumpkin, why pumpkin? Because it is highly nutritious. We do it all with our peel, with our seeds and our fruit, and it is the base for the products that we do. We are targeting in babies from 6 months, and then breastfeeding mothers and pregnant mothers. We have pumpkin seed oil and pumpkin seed powder. You can visit our store. We want to appreciate you and women and your way. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next up, Emrich.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Moses Kairat from Enrich Agroecological Farms Uganda Limited. Enrich, we profile and train farmers in coffee production. We also grow coffee on our farm, then we add value to it. This one is at 36,000, that is 500 grams. Then the small size, this is 250 grams, it's at 18,000. Since we are operating in an area that is ranked the second poorest region in the country, we came up with this product. It's at 500 shillings. Since we are growing coffee, we are also sensitive to the environment. So we innovated as a team. We began making feathers, recycling plastics. And we came up with these feathers. It is just 1,200 and 10 times stronger than the one made out of cement. Every bottle we see dumped, we see Enrich money. I really thank the UN Women for making us get exposed and making us reach to this point. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Emrich. Zesui.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sandra Nakaenze Chiboli from the Sloto Mountain Code. I'm a coffee farmer that is working with Karamogos Women Empowerment to produce the sweet drink coffee that is of high quality with a strong, sweet, and fruity aroma that is sourced from smallholder farmers. And we also process honey, naturals, and washed coffees that have been recognized by Uganda Development Authority and British High Commission as high quality coffee. That was during the competition that was held in 2018. And today, as Karamugos, we empower women. We put them first in the coffee sector because coffee is one of the weapons that can create employment opportunities for the rural youth and women in our villages. And we have customers, that is Bam Shopping Center in Bale, where we sell our roasted coffee. We have Great Lakes, we have Bariguna, and many other. And today we call upon investors and other people, majorly the Ugandans, that if we don't drink our coffee, then who will drink it? Let us produce what we can drink. Special thanks go to UN Women for organizing this wonderful event and other organizations that are putting women first to ensure we change our economic status. Drink the sweet coffee. Thank you.
Thank you, Zesui. One of the things I'm noticing is we are not mentioning our social media handles.
produce, fruits and vegetables. We've also transitioned into coffee, cocoa, and we are trying so hard to ensure that the farmers get markets that pay higher prices for their products. We are very privileged that today we have even seen some of the lead farmers who supply us produce. They are here with us, and to us that is a very good, it's very encouraging. So as Africa Heaven, we are looking forward to working with some of the women that we've already seen here who have extraordinary products. In the markets that we have already tried to identify for some of our products, we will also be glad to introduce some of your products, and we look forward to working with the UN women even in the future. Thank you.
That was perfect. 90 seconds exactly. Well done. Renzori, go.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Barista House. Love at first sip. So with Barista House, we deal in both validation and trainings. With validation, we have a product, and our product we have Result Gold coffee, which we get from Kasese. So we work with Kasese youth and women groups. Specifically now, this coffee is from Namuga Farmers Association. And also we have a blend, whereby the blend is having Arabic and Robusta, because we all know that Robusta, was found in Uganda, so Uganda is the birthplace of Robusta. So that's why we say come up with a blend, so which has Arabic and Robusta. Then on the validation side still, we have oil. My dear friends, if you have hair breakages, dandruff, and for men you have bald heads, we have a solution for you here at Barista House. We also go forward by training farmers, and on the youth side, we train barista skills. So if you have a daughter, son, or yourself, you would like to learn barista skills, still we are here for you. And if you want to add value to your coffee, we can help you. We are found at the Video Shopping Mall, second floor, room number SF51, that is Kafundem Kasaroli in Kenya. That you will, and you amen for this opportunity. And welcome to the store. By the way, please come and get yourself a calendar so that when this gets ready for, you know what you have to do. Thank you.
I love that. I think that was a really good practice. She has mentioned something that she's offering for free to fellows, and she stuck to the 90-second limit. I think that's the gold standard.
Next up is celebratory share.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oli. My partner is in Champion. It's called Anamiaro. We make celebrity kashera. We are based in Chira, Malawi. We have been in this business for almost 1 year, in fact 1 year. And we have made challenges, but we are moving on. This milk kashera is a product that really each one should take, because it's so healthy. It has iron. You can even cook and see the good things for share. It is good for children, for adults, and I think people who are on occasions, serving waters and waters, it is very wonderful share. We did this one to see that we add value and also to support farmers. post these farmers so that we can get something. Otherwise, I thank the UN women, I thank the president for supporting women and get this way on. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Andrea Yebe and I'm the Chief Operations Officer at our Regional Chisubiti Limited. We are a herbal value chain adding value to over 17 herbs and spices, and we have been doing this since 2011. Our flagship product is Chisubiti, which we are best known for, but we have also a variety of other products here that you can see. Our investment need would be to improve our packaging such that we can reach bigger regional and local markets. We want to reach the last mile of buyers, rural buyers, international buyers on the export market, as well as buyers within the peri-urban areas and the urban areas. We are looking for about $40,000 such that we can buy the machine that we need. We already have the quotations. The only thing missing is the linkages to financing. Our company has the potential to grow to very big heights and represent Uganda on the international market as a key player in the export of herbs and spices, just like Kenya too represents Kenya on the international market. So we are hoping to be that for Uganda because we're already the market leader in the Chisubi flavoring. We want to be the market leader in all herbal flavored teas in the whole of the Ugandan and East African market. Thank you so much.
estate, that is Kwepa Farmers and Cooperative Society, located in Wachisu. I want to thank UN Women again, and I want to say that together we can uplift the standard of women in Uganda.
Hello everyone, I'm Secretary, the founder of Several Industries Limited. Okay, for us we deal in waste reduction, especially agricultural wastes. So, because of the employment rate which is in Uganda, we decided to think of how we can utilize this waste to create some employment for youth and women, and our predictions we are able to make durable and affordable wall and floor tiles. Right now we are employing 7 women in different stages of production, and our aim is to be a major tile producing company in Africa, because most of the tiles are imported, and the ones which are made here are made by Chinese and Indians. So we are aiming at changing that, and we be able to make our own tiles. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful for you and women for the opportunity given to our company to showcase our product. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Members, by the time I put up my hand, you should try to start wrapping up. If you see me putting up my hand, please, you have like 10 or 5 seconds. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Kanyes Dairy Farm. We are located in Makinde Wafu, Dorotira Road. We rear dairy goats, sardine, token bags for milk production. The milk is here, packaged like this, 1 liter and 5 liters. We use it for drinking, for nutritional improvement, and also to improve health for vulnerable groups like cancer patients, HIV/AIDS, sicklers, elderly, and infants, and anyone who is not well. It is a strong immune booster next to breast milk. You who are mothers, you know what I'm talking about. During lockdown, we came up with a skincare product called Kanyes Goat Milk Lotion and Bathing Soap. It's very good in removing acne. It is good in eczema. It is a strong anti-aging product. You can come and look at my skin. I'm a testimony. I'm 55 years of age, but I'm looking younger. It firms your skin. It doesn't collapse. So ladies who are out there in the 5th row of those almost reaching, you are welcome to look at our products. We have some information we have prepared for you. You can read more about goat milk. The main challenge we are facing is that many people don't know about goat milk and its benefits. So here we are as Kanyes to give you that information. And also we've been providing free trainings to upcoming dairy goat farmers and also giving information for free. Thank you to UN Women, Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, and all the partners. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
in the agribusiness. I thank you so very much.
Thank you. Next up, Yonyama.
Good morning. Thank you, you and women, and thank you to all the exhibitors here today, and thank you, Will. My name is Diana. I'm Kenya Adeyemi. I'm the co-founder at Richland Foods, the makers of Yonyama. Yonyama is your dining companion. Every day we have a farm, and we do value addition to meat. So we produce, package, market, and distribute meats and meat products, fresh, frozen, as well as processed. Today, here with us, we have some of our products that we make. Sausages, beef frankfurters, we have bacon, we have salami, and many more. Did you know that Uganda is one of the biggest exporters of meat? However, 90% of the meat produced in this country is either consumed raw or exported raw. As a result, we end up importing all the meat back expensively, lots of wastage, as well as the local farmers getting very little from the animals that they rear. So as Richland Foods and Yonyama, we seek to contribute towards import substitution around meat, add value to meat, and make it a meatful opportunity for everybody. From the farmer, they'll get access to market for their product consistently. To us who eat here today, you get access to quality and safe meat, as well as we're able to export the product at a higher price, because value-added products actually sell at a higher price than raw products. We are here to seek for partnership in terms of investment as well as market. So ladies out there, don't live today without a pack of sausages. Quite affordable and tasty. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Yonyama.
Ladies and gentlemen, protocol observed. I greet you all in the name of the Most High God. My name is Immaculate Wele, and I'm the CEO for WEEB. WEEB stands for Women Economic Empowerment Ujidi. We do fish farming in cages. We catch fish in Lake Victoria in a place called Waka Waka. That is in Ujidi district. When you come there, you find us. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank God firstly, who located the women of Bujiri and then sent a savior, a redeemer. That was you and women. We call you and women our redeemer. God saw that the women of Bujiri were doing badly due to the patriarchal nature of our African societies. Women couldn't access land. Even when a woman in the Busoga sub-region, most of them, the rural women, even when they cultivated, the crop wasn't supposed to be theirs. At the end of the day, it's the man who takes the crop to the market, and the man who makes a decision of what they can do with the money they got from the crop. So many times they would give a gift to the women by coming back with another woman, plus a mattress. When you who did the culturing of the crop, sleep on a papyrus mat. But God remembered the women and gave us enterprise where we have free access, common access to the lake resources. So we do fish farming. Currently, we have moved a milestone. We have achievements. Barriers have been broken, cultural barriers. Initially, a woman wasn't supposed to fish, but today women are fishing in Lake Victoria through cages. They're producing much more, around 12 times more than what a fisherman would produce from that area. So we really want to thank God for UN Women, together with her collaborators, including Government of Sweden, Guts Bay Africa, UNDP, United Nations Environment Program, and Standard Bank, South Africa. Thank you very much. When you want to see us kindly, you're free to come and see what the women are doing, and you can have the story from them.
Okay. Thank you so much. I believe everybody has pitched. I want to thank UN Women, particularly Patricia. Oh, do you?
In the village, in our community, we have 300 ladies where we go ahead and process our coffee, and then we bring it to Kampala to other districts to sell it. So far, we want access to market where we believe that our good coffee has the right to even go to the greater heights of the different markets in the entire world. We want access to market and also access to finance. We have been overwhelmed with the demand, where the demand is too much, but we cannot afford to give it out because we do not have the infrastructure and we do not have enough money to supply to those people. Thank you for being here with us. You can come. We have, I can make you a cup of black coffee. Please feel free to come and do some coffee tasting. Thank you.
Yes, that's a great one. Free things are always great. Some people want to pitch that side, so cameraman, I'm going to kindly request you for 1 or 2 people, and then we hand over back to the UN Women team. The juice team. Where is the juice team that wants to pitch? You're where? Okay, so we're going over there. I really admire those teams that have been able to offer things at their table. Okay, you'll wave to me. The people who have been able to offer free things to their fellow exhibitors. I think that's a really good strategy. So you've got 90 seconds.
Yes. I can start. Just wait for the camera. Thank you very much. We are Josta Juices, producers of natural juice, ready to drink. We are located in Tinda. We are now specializing in lemon juice. I think most of you remember the time of COVID, how everyone was telling you to drink lemon juice. Lemon juice is good for your immunity. It is good for boosting your health. Your skin, it has plenty of vitamin C. So I would encourage you to take lemon juice, especially for your school-going children. You can find us in several major supermarkets in Kampala. Instead of buying artificial drinks for your school-going children, would advise you instead to pack for them lemon juice. We also have machinery for hire. For those of you who are making fruit juices, fresh fruit juices, we have juice extractors. You can come to our processing facility and we hire them to you. Even those who want to pack in cartons like these ones, we have a shrink wrapping machine which we can hire to you. And those of you also who need pasteurizing facilities, we have those machines at our processing facility. And I would like to thank the UN Women for giving us this opportunity to expose our product. Thank you.
Thank you, Josta.
Hello, everyone. We thank all the organizations that have given us this opportunity. I'm Naiga Zamzam, a teacher from Ikra High School. As female teachers of Ikra High School, we thought of finding a skill that can boost us and also improve on our financial status. And among the skills that we thought about, we came up with an idea of crocheting these bags. Just like you can see, they are of different designs. They are looking nice. We also make these baskets, but we also include our female students who are interested. So we are located 9 kilometers off Bombo Road. We are Ikra High School. We also give training to all those women who think they're also interested. You can see our bags are looking so nice. Please come and support us. We are here. Come and take these bags. We have brought them for you. Thank you for this opportunity. We are Ikra High School female teachers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We now have organics. I think they're the second last. I'll be the last one, obviously.
Hello, my name is Joan. I'm the CEO for Organics, and Organics is a social enterprise fighting malaria. But why we're here mostly is because of our essential oil extraction project managed by women in rural communities. And what we do is we manufacture. What we do is we remove and manufacture the most essential health beneficial parts of different herbs like eucalyptus, rosemary, citronella, among others. For example, we have eucalyptus here that can be used as a mosquito repellent. It can be used to resolve muscle pains. It can be used for your skin. Like all these essential oils have different benefits, and we also have mosquito repellent products like mosquito repellent soap. You just shower it and then it repels mosquitoes for you for up to 6 hours. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we'll just wrap up with me pitching right here. I'm not going to go to my stall. Lamaro Studio is basically a business that brings together different women-led brands. We do this, we basically create opportunities for women to access markets, and we do this in 3 ways. We have a fashion show every Women's Day on the 8th of March. If you're in Gulu, you're welcome to come and attend it. The second thing we do is women in business meetings every month, where we get a speaker to come and motivate us. We've also had Rosa Malango, for example, back around 2 or 3 years ago. And then the third thing we do is have retail outlets in strategic places. So you're most welcome when you come to Gulu to check on us. I don't know if you want to pitch as well. Oh, I skipped you, sorry. So we're going to go and go to somebody else. But basically that's what we do. We create opportunities for women entrepreneurs to access different markets. Thank you. We're now going to go to the last person. Oh, okay, there's another. People are volunteering to pitch now. That's well. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I am Nantongo Daffin from Maweje Creations. I am an administrator there. At Maweje Creations, we do products from banana fiber. We have crafted products like the pen holders. We also extract banana fibers, mix it with organic cotton to make our main product, which is the commune fabric that we do these bags from. So, Maweje Creations, its vision and it is about revolutionizing the fashion industry using plant-based substances and textile waste. That means that we open up employment for banana farmers. They help us to extract banana fiber. And also, we go to textile companies and we purchase textile waste to also create opportunities for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There's another person who wants to pitch. I think you're here. Okay. Mr. Cameraman. Mimo Winery. You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jenna Cham, co-founder Mimo Winery and Amazia. We are located in Mpoma Mukono. This is a family business. We make wine out of pineapples, locally sourced pineapples and hibiscus. We have 2 types of wines. We have Merab wine, this one, which is made up of pineapples, and hibiscus. We have singer wine, which is only pineapples. We have a new product which is made out of, it's called Ajon sherry wine. It's made out of pineapples, hibiscus, and sprouted millet. We also do some training for women. We empower them with skills of making wine. Young ladies, we give them passion for making wine. We are very grateful for UN Women. We hope you will come again and visit us and finance us. God bless you all.
Okay, thank you very much. Does anybody else want to pitch? Because now I'm going to hand over the microphone very shortly. If not, I just want to thank the UN Women team for being open to us for trying this out. I think it has really helped people to practice their pitching skills, their confidence skills, standing in front of a camera, taking instructions from me, the so-called director behind. So thank you so much. Thank you as well to the cool cameraman for following us around. And the team, I think you're from Loud Events or whichever company you're from. Maybe you can mention it quickly. Painters is from Painters. So thank you to Painters for supporting this activity.
Say hello. We've met so many years ago.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay. You're on camera right now. Do you want to pitch right now?
Yeah, sure.
He's still with the camera.
One. Okay. My name is Laureen. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to pitch about our farm. Our farm is called Aaron Farmhouse, and we are based in Kayunga. And our focus is on circular agribusiness. So all the enterprises that we do at the farm, we focus on circularity. How do we close the loop in our enterprises? So at the moment we do black soldier flies, and we use the frass in our greenhouse. We have local chicken, and of course the BSF that we produce, the larvae is fed on the local chicken. We grow cocoa from start to finish, so all the way from the cocoa pod, we dry, ferment, and we pack cocoa. And then we also do coffee and banana. But the aim of our farm is, as a demonstration farm, the aim is to teach and to encourage more people, more young people especially, to get involved in agriculture. So, thank you.
Thank you. So I'm just going to hand the microphone back to UN Women.
Not really. Nora, thank you very much for taking us through that session. We greatly appreciate. We have utilized our time very well. I don't know if there are still some exhibitors out there who haven't talked about their products, their businesses. I think we are all done now. Anybody out there who hasn't pitched her business? You have more? Okay, I'll give you this last round. Jaja wants to say something. We finish with Jaja and then we move on to the next program. And thank you for listening, everyone. Once again, Mama.
Thank you very much, Patricia. This is specifically to you and women. My shea, sesame, and honey are one of the biggest products that could follow coffee in the trend of bringing foreign income, because these are international products. But I want to say we were a bit sleeping. Now we are woken up. UN Women can take us to a height. We only need a conversation. Actually, Shea Cooperative Society has 5,000 members. And 5,000 members, 3,900 are women. Shea, people look at it as a women's crop. No. Just like it was mentioned yesterday, it's a women's crop when it comes to processing. But when it comes to the proceeds, men takes the lead. 2, we have girls who can benefit from this, especially in employing them to process. Women, especially the girls who produced during the COVID, they are out there and we have them. We want to train them, but we need a push, just a one-off push. And here we can earn over 6 billion Uganda shillings. And my name is Santa Joyce. I'm the chairperson of the Cooperative Society. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Santa. We are so happy to see the shea nut butter project. Actually, the shea tree is one of the most endangered species of tree. It's in one of the red books as one of the species of the trees that is getting extinct. So as we promote a product for shea butter, we also need to support our women to establish tree nurseries of indigenous species. We need to establish tree nurseries for shea nut trees. We need to propagate, we need to plant them, we need to establish woodlots of pure shea nut trees. This tree is so much endangered because the charcoal burners also prefer it. I'm told it makes the best charcoal, but as an environmentalist, I wouldn't want to listen to that. So we need to promote these indigenous species of trees so that we have a continuity. We keep getting economic values from the tree. All these exhibitors have very, very beautiful ideas, very innovative ideas. Yesterday we talked about formalizing businesses. We need continuity, we need consistency in supply. Some people have products here, but they have issues with getting the raw materials. So we need to create a chain, a link right from the grassroots suppliers up to the processors. Let me give you an example. One time, Sheraton Hotel advertised for supply of ducks. They needed ducks on their menu. And they sent out tenders. Somebody came out and said, oh, ducks, I'm going to supply that. Maybe every month I will supply 50 to 100 ducks. 3 months down the road, he ran out of supplies. So I'm bringing you to the issue of consistency. We have to talk about issues of quality and volumes. When we talk of quality, we also need to talk about volumes. We have an opportunity to trade across boundaries, international trade. We have the African Free Continental Trade Area, where we can grab an opportunity if we work together. We produce the volumes, we have the quality, and we have consistency in the market. So let's mark all that, and also formalizing our businesses. So everybody, thank you very, very much. So let me take you to the next program. So we can take you to pitch.
Some lady hasn't yet pitched.
Let me first find out our program. Okay, let me come.
On this side.
What is the next program? Okay, let's just have 2 people to pitch, then we can.
I'm the last one on this side.
Everyone. Hello. Yes, hello everyone. We still have 1 or 2 exhibitors who didn't have an opportunity to pitch their businesses before. We have Rena Beverages. Rena Beverage, what do you have in stock for us? So, please.
We have the tea bags. These tea bags, we have hibiscus concentrate. And the concentrate we have with the sugar and without sugar. Then we also have the juice, hibiscus juice, which is ready to drink. We do wine. We have hibiscus seed snacks, as well as the jam and hibiscus snacks. Okay, at least one different product. Thank you. My name's Nakayenga Regina, the founder and proprietor of Rena Beverage Solutions. We do majorly hibiscus in a variety of products, which include the hibiscus tea bag, the hibiscus juice, the concentrate with the sugar and without sugar, the hibiscus powder. We also recently started doing the hibiscus cookies and the hibiscus seed snacks. In addition to that, we do rosemary powder, okra coffee, and impirivuma coffee. Now, these are products which are all organic. What is special about Rena Beverages is that we are touching base. We work with the hibiscus farmers whom we train on how to select their planting sites, how to plant, to weed, harvest, and also how to add value to these crops. What is particular again is that for the demonstration groups, we have given them the solar dryers and some elementary harvesting tools to improve on the harvesting. But right now, we are working on the completion of the hibiscus peeling machine. We call it harvester machine, but it is actually peeling machine. It removes the petal from the seed, and then the removed petals are dried in the solar dryers. Why are we doing this? We have been challenged with the raw materials, consistency in quality and supply. And recently when we went to Germany, we realized that we cannot go to the export market, even the domestic market, if we don't have enough raw materials for our product. So we want to finalize the hibiscus harvester machine so that farmers can produce a lot of hibiscus, process it without a loss, produce quality hibiscus to this level, and then there we go. We are working with over 200 farmers, and we expect to increase that to thousands when our hibiscus machine is finished, the hibiscus peeling machine. Right now we have the hibiscus tea making machine, which makes these tea bags that we can easily put in our cups, especially for the hotels and the high-level corporates who don't want a dirty cup. The tea bag is there. And it is also respecting the green environment. We have not put the tag, neither the envelope. Hibiscus is good for health. It is rich in vitamin C, iron, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sodium. So we sell these products in schools, and they have been very helpful to boost children's brains, to improve on their immunity, including those with sickle cells, to elderly people, especially the women, the menopause problems, but also it helps with high blood pressure, high sugar, cholesterol, menstrual cramps among women, anemia, paralysis, colds and flus. Please buy hibiscus juice for our children as they resume to school, as well as the seed snacks. In the interest of time, briefly, the okra coffee is not slimy. It is delicious, and the ladies love it because it balances female hormones, and as a married woman. Then the Improvement is equally good for us all, especially the elderly, for fixing our ligaments, but it helps with the pressure, sugar, and libido for both. Rosemary is a brain booster. It is also a food spice. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity. In value addition, we also recently got the green tea. My father has a tea chamber, and because the prices have gone down for tea, I thought of making the green tea. Those of you who want to taste, it is here for you. Thank you very much. We are UNBS certified and ISO certified. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rena Beverages, for those wonderful products. We've heard all the values that they are going to add to us. Everybody, please pass by Rena stall and pick those hibiscus products. We have one other wonderful exhibitor here. Where is she? Okay, we come to the craft village. Very beautiful products. Good morning. Yeah, I know this is not, it doesn't match your business. Yeah, so you'll talk about your business, the business name, and what you do. Thank you very much.
I'm so pleased to be here. Good morning, all of you. I love you in the name of Jesus. Nankunda Monica, my name. I'm a disabled lady, but able. And disability is not inability. I'm a leader, or I'm a founder of, I do homeschooling and empower my fellow colleague, women with disability in communities. We do this. This bag, it is, we made it out of banana fiber as a bag. It is unique for African lady. We do sponge. It is long lasting for we human being to use it. We do mats. You know, African lady, or mostly culture and baganda. You know the uses of mats. And everywhere, our culture, we used mats. And we have this, this wall thing. You can use it at the wall, decoration, at the tray for like fruits. We have this, we do this. As you know, Uganda is the pearl of Africa. So we do this as presenting always Uganda is on the map. So we do this. We do this project and the products jelly. It is good. It's called Jodnet. It's good for old and young ones. And we have this. You know, I'm basing on, because for me, I grown up in Central. So I combined Western and Central and everything, even Kalamoja and whatever. And this is the basket. We use it as many activities, as you know, ladies can just explain from morning up to evening. So I thank you. You greet them. She is called Nachigozi Rehema. She is 16 years old. She is active She is help me and I help her. So we connected. She do this, the maths and the rings, even this, yeah. She's the one who make it. So she is active. She is active. I trained her. Everything I do, I trained her, and we help each other. I thank God for that. I thank government of Uganda, and I thank the UN women. So I thank you very much, but I need support, and I need to come and see me at my place. I do it in my rental. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. May God bless you for all that you are doing. And Dr. Goodla just whispered to me, there is a disability grant that is, every district is a recipient of this. So we really need to follow up and find out so that you can benefit from that. There are many of us here who have contacts with other philanthropies. Besides UN Women, we will see how to connect you to those philanthropies and see how we can work together. Thank you very much. May God continue blessing you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, the last one. I think we have the last one here. Wow. What a very creative items here for exhibition. Barbara, good morning. Please tell us what you have.
Thank you so much for passing by. I'm Barbara, Nakata Barbara from Nature's Love Packaging. At Nature's Love Packaging, we do customized paper bags for restaurants, hotels, and also companies. We also do training for corporate, as a corporate social responsibility for companies, those that call us to train ladies on how to do paper bags, and we also monitor their growth in business. We also do the chubby tots to promote the circular economy, and we are slowly telling people to leave Buvera and start using the chubby tots for shopping. We also do corporate gift wrapping for those that have, for companies that have occasions and want to give out gifts. That's what we basically do. We also have these budget funds that we sell. We do these boxes, the nice boxes, the burger boxes, the boxes for chips, fries, and also these lovely bags. Yeah, basically that's Nature's Love Packaging. Yeah.
Thank you very much. May God bless those creative hands of yours. I think we are done with this session. So let's move to the next program. Thank you, everyone. Oh, one last one. Our TAC teams are here now. As they complete assembling their products, I think they can take us through what they do, what opportunities the rest of the exhibitors can have with them. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Faith. I work with TAC, and at TAC, one of the biggest part of our activities is to support women and young entrepreneurs. So we have what we call the TAC store. Here at our store, we have some of the products made by women and youth entrepreneurs. So here on display, we have the branded items. Most of them are made by young people downtown. We kind of have a network of young people that we are trying to help them get their items to reach the international market. And so that's what we do. And through our network, we try to sell all their products. So these backcloths were sold by some of the ladies from Ginger, down close to the source of the Nile. These bottles were branded by young entrepreneurs, so they make all of them. The craft bags were made by women that are part of our network. And then the branding are made by the young entrepreneurs. So as part of our network, we try to identify what they do, and we also try to link them to investment opportunities if they have a clear business plan and they are willing to scale their business. We also help them identify the gaps in their business, so we help them strengthen their business, so when international or when investors come into the country, they can add to the value chain or the suppliers for some of the products that these investors would need in the country. So basically that's what we do here at TAC in regards to supporting of women and young entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you to Maini African Knowledge Center. Once again, there's another person pitching, one last person. Thank you again to Loud Events for this really good microphone. And generally just a well-organized event, as well as UN Women. EcoFrap. Let's just wait for the cameraman.
Hello, everyone. My name is Florence Kakande, the Director, Equator Commercial Farming and Processing. We are an agribusiness company working with farmer groups, 8 of them, with an average of 40 each, adding up to 320, including refugees of Ramanja and Chaka. We are focusing on organic pumpkin and coffee. For organic farming, we are helping farmers also to add value to what they do. At this time, we are looking at getting
parts of whether to tax or not. So taxation, especially these days, a lot of taxation has, like the Minister, Honorable Amongi, talked yesterday. So this should really go down and be reduced so that the women are encouraged and to do their businesses and to improve the profit margins. There are a lot of, if you walk in town, you walk in January, by February, you'll find a different business standing in there. So there is a lot of business attrition, or do they call it attrition? Business death. So in this shop, you'll find today somebody is selling women hair. The next time, it's a kiosk for something else, for shoes, and so on. Meaning that the person took a loan, established the business, bought the first things, but has failed to sell enough to restock. And therefore, the business just dies off, and the person has to pay a loan. A lot of people are in debt loans because of that. Then, of course, the people whose product is loans, they do not train people enough. They do not inform people about the negative aspect of loans. And they do not inform people that a loan is not actually your money. So handle it as if it's not your money, and the only money that you have is your profit. But also the profit you have to plow it in, and so on. So you don't own the money until a certain point. But you find even people taking loans and taking a bit of it to marry another wife and so on. So people are running around, they've lost homes. A lot of people have gone into more poverty due to loans. And yet, the people selling the product called a loan are really glorifying it so much and not telling people the caution. So that's one of the elements that we should have within our information to the women. Let me stop there for now and give it back to the moderator. I may come back in later. So those are the main issues that I have captured. Thank you very much.
Hello, hello. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Rose. I think you've really reflected on a lot of things, from women getting loans with high interest and failing to repay and leading to their, collapse of their businesses, issues of taxes to be taken by government, the machinery for cottage industries for the women, connecting women with different investors, and also regionalizing this expo and mobilizing quite a lot of other people other than women to come for this expo, which is really, really something we need to embark on. But also the ideation, having women who are out there to present their ideas, their innovation, so that it can be taken up, including giving them opportunities to propose what they would like to do. Definitely awareness raising and reaching out to as many people as possible is important, but also using the government convening power to mobilize the masses outside there. We do appreciate on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is being streamed live. And the other thing is that we have a catalog that we've been able to develop. That's the first edition. So we are going to continuously update that catalog. And as UN Women, Ministry of Gender, Agriculture, and all our partners will continue to use this catalog to engage with different potential investors as we go at scale to ensure that we do secure the required resources to support the women. So thank you so much. Let me now turn to Ellen. Helen, we'd like to hear your reflection. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. My name is Munyasa Helen. I'm the founder of Hilton Traders LLP. We are working on a project to turn plastic bottle waste into sustainable polyester sewing threads. I'm so grateful for UN Women for the opportunity for me to be here. It wasn't so easy to get here. Actually, my friend over there, Barbara, helped me to get here through UN Women. So since yesterday, I've actually had the opportunity to interact with fellow entrepreneurs. Actually, most of us here, I'm happy to see brilliant innovations here. Uganda is full of very brilliant, innovative women. And what I would love to say is if there was a way for such an expo, if we could have financial institutions, like if they were here at least, so that we could find a way of interacting with them and finding a way of making it easy for women to get, for example, if there were loans, for it to be so easy, for the terms to be so easy for them, because most of the financial institutions are asking for, they have so many don'ts, this, that they do ask for, and most of us are startups and we do not have such collaterals, and yet we have the brilliant ideas. So what I would love to put out there that, if our leaders could just, take risks, because if no risks are taken, we cannot know that, change can come across, because, apparently we need investment for, like us, the youth, we need investment to change the world. And I'm so sure that with the partnerships, with more connections, we can get up there. We need more women on top. So I'm so grateful for this expo, actually, and seeing so many women here doing a great job. And with the help of UN Women, it is such an incredible, incredible thing. And also another thing, we were so much looking forward to seeing more international, like NAM and G77, but we got a few, but I wish we could have more more activities going on, like to make it more attractive to for like international visitors, investors, and if we could have more deal rooms, like having a one-on-one on, because you can never know that if someone could just come in here and partner with you, but if we could have deal rooms and get us involved, and I mean, most of us could have more opportunities. It could make it easy for us to get more partnerships and more investment. And also, if we could have more education, more educative sessions about how youth can come up with more innovative ideas to make it attractive, that yes, everyone can actually do something, mostly women. They can actually come up, because women apparently take up most of their work is not paid for. So if we could get those sessions to educate them that they can actually, even if it's something small, they can actually do something to change to sustain themselves, it could be something so incredible. Thank you so much. I didn't actually have much to say.
Thank you so much, Helen, for those reflections. Thank you. So we need to educate women. We need to have access to finance and financial institutions. They should have been here. Ideally, we invited them. But as UN Women, we really have access to those financial institutions. We'll see how to interact with them. There was a gentleman coming from Strategic Investment Activity for USAID. Are you still here? They left? Okay. Just an announcement, please don't leave this place without getting the contact of Patricia Eloto. Where is Patricia? Patricia, Joanne, and Maureen. Just stand up so that they can see you. Those great ladies there, please reach out to them. They will require your email address so that they can profile your businesses to enter into the next catalog. So don't leave this place without reaching out to them, including that gentleman who is a lady. Yeah. Thank you so much. So reach out to them. Back to the podium. Dr. Goodler, we know you are running several ventures to capacitate, especially the young people. Your presence here has been a blessing to us, and we do appreciate. You've witnessed what has happened here. You've interacted with your fellow women entrepreneurs. Give us your thoughts, your reflections on this. Thank you.
Hello. I am Professor Goodla Naiga Basaza, the Managing Director and Founder, Good Leisure Farm. We run an incubation center. Coming for this expo was a very big decision to make, but I'm glad I made that decision. One, I want to thank UN Women and Uganda Women Entrepreneurs Association for giving us an opportunity to meet other women that are in business. Why? For me, it has given me an opportunity to connect with women along my value chain. I have had an opportunity to meet potential buyers of my products and products of my youth. have had an opportunity to see people who are likely to supply us, and I don't think there is any other way I would have met them if I wasn't here. So for me, that's already an achievement on my side. The other important thing is going back into my own history. When I decided to leave university after finishing my postdoc in ICT, I wanted to engage in business, but I didn't know business. And I decided to join Uganda Women Entrepreneurs Association. And I journeyed with so many ladies. An opportunity like this is an opportunity of a lifetime, where you are able to learn from people who are already practicing. You are ready to benchmark. Even if they have your product, you can see how they are packaging, you can see how they are presenting themselves. So thank you for giving us a classroom for us to learn without paying. That is exciting for me. And I think for the journey, because we don't have those classes where we go for learning as entrepreneurs. So such an opportunity gave us a chance to learn something new, what is happening. Now, we are trying to contribute towards the cabinet paper, which I think is an opportunity of a lifetime. We have seen so many cabinet papers, some of us have never been involved. So we are glad that we are being asked to do that. As I was reflecting on what is it that I would want to see in this cabinet paper. One, looking around what the women were exhibiting, it's definitely very exciting. I've been in business for the last 14 years, that I see that the quality of the products that we have has improved greatly. But again, when you look at these products, how many of these products are certified? I don't want to ask women to put up their hands, those with certified products, but I know that a number of them that think, why are they not certified their products? If we are talking about that cabinet paper, we have to see how we can have our women access certification easily so that we can have quality products that can go to any market unlimited. Now, for those who have certified products, I also moved around and I was looking at the products that have digital stamps. A digital stamp is a good thing for collecting taxes, and I told you yesterday, I'm number 536 largest taxpayer in this country. It is a good thing to pay taxes, and I want women to be proud of this. But if you are going to pay taxes and get out of business, we are not going to benefit from you for long. And in that cabinet paper, we want to see how we can support more women to do business so that we increase the tax base without suffocating those who are trying to start. I would have imagined any woman who understands what I've said would have clapped at this point, but it's all right. I had an opportunity to look at the 2022-2023 tax incentive guide. Those of you who can Google it and look at it, what is being exempted? You will see they need somebody who is exporting at least 80% of what they are making. How are you going to export when you don't even have a QMAC? So that means those women without a QMAC will not be exporting and will not qualify for the tax incentive, because there is this whole list of things that are exempted. And again, when you look at the value chains that are exempting, there is mining, there is what, and you keep asking, how many women here were in mining? Our own value chains are not being shown in the tax incentive guide. So we want to see our value chains where we are concentrating to be part of the tax incentive guide, so that we are also incentivized to be able to do business and grow our businesses. Today, as you moved around, when you look at each of the women's businesses, they actually have value chains behind them. Somebody's making coffee, they have thousands of women behind them. We are transforming the economy. For that alone, we deserve to have an incentive. So when we are talking about the cabinet paper, if we can't be evaluated on our value chain, let us be evaluated on creating value chains that are working together and absorbing different shocks. Shocks of where they say you don't have enough. That's why we're aggregating. Because if I do farming alone, I'm going to bring 1 ton of coffee. But because I'm combining with other people, chances are high that I'll be able to export also. So we want an incentive in that line. Then when we look at taxes again, tax education is going to be very important. We came into business, we wanted to make money, but we are not actually people who had learned a lot about taxes, about everything. There's too much the entrepreneur is learning every day. You are learning your own things, everything. So tax education is going to be very important, and they give us an opportunity to contribute towards making the taxes they want us to pay. You don't want to get out of business because you are paying taxes. And here I'm going to ask UN Women. UN Women, you have been very good at doing researches. I have attended a number of your presentations where you talk about research about the care economy. This time I'm requesting you, can you help us do a research on the impact of some of these taxes on women's businesses? Because when you talk as an individual, you say, I'm overtaxed. You are an individual. You just have one simple voice. But if you do a study, even if you took a sample of us here, so that when we go to ask for tax incentive, we are saying these are the women who have fallen out of business because of tax A, B, C, D. I think that will make our case stronger. Oh, thank you. I think there is somebody following what I'm saying. I'm glad about that. Now, the exciting thing is within the tax incentives, they give incentives for training institutions. And I kept asking myself, if I wanted to learn more about how to make my product X, which training institution am I going to? More women to participate in your value chain. We could actually have a shea butter institute, like we have the Fruit Institute in Noya. And that is something that has zero tax because it's a training institute. But the question is, how many women are involved in that? And where are we learning from? When I want to learn something more on my business, where do I get it from? I don't have that kind of place. Now, the last one, because I'm sorry, in my earlier life, I was a real professor of a university, and we normally used 1 hour, 3 hours to talk. So I might use that same thing, but one of the last things that I have experienced in my own journey of growth, it was always difficult to employ qualified people. I wanted to have an accountant who will do my books so that when I go to URA, I do my returns and they're able to give me my tax clearance immediately. But when you look at the type of businesses the women have, they are so small to be able to handle that kind of human resource. What we have done as Goody Leisure Farm, we have the National Agricultural Research Organization has worked on for years that grows faster. I believe in the future when we have such sessions, we can choose maybe typical value chains. We bring these experts to give us state-of-the-art research in that area so that we can benefit more. You might be struggling here, selling your pineapple and that's all you think, but when people are getting an enzyme from pineapple that can give you the money you get from the whole garden. I had an opportunity to discuss with Judith Bakria. She's one of the people I knew that was always in avocado. And I said, but this time you haven't brought the avocado. She said, no, my dear. Now I know how to earn more from the avocado seed than the money I get from the avocado seed is more than what I used to get from probably the entire tree. That is using research. So how many of us are crying in the granary, earning less because we are thinking that we have to do things the traditional way instead of pushing research to enable us to do high value products? So access research will be very important. I think I'll have another time later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. I think being an entrepreneur has made you to shorten your lectures now, and we do appreciate that. You've talked about research, talking about regionalizing some of the services. You talked about tax incentives and how we can, jointly have our voice into the cabinet paper, certifications, and learning from each other and all these kind of things. I think these are very important reflection. We do appreciate you for that. Because of time, I would like to just have 2 or 3 questions from the floor, and then thereafter we'll go into the closing session. So I see Mama there. Is it from Gulu? That is Shianat, right? 1, 2. The hands are many, eh? So if we'll first start with the 3, and then after that, we'll see if we can add more too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I have 2 areas of concern that if there's any possibility, that is Ministry of Agriculture and Gender. I start by saying there's no school for success. I don't think there is any in this world, but a meeting like this makes you and me succeed because you learn from one another. One, in the 60s, we used to have a very powerful agricultural show regionally. And it starts on Monday, ends on Saturday. You would have exhausted everything you need to know about agriculture. And Ministry of Agriculture were always present to direct. At the time when we got independent, those agricultural shows were very powerful, and it gave opportunity to communities to improve, both in, not both only, but in animal, poultry, and even crop production. So I would love to have this in some of these papers. It becomes a special program. That needless to say, let it be a show for everybody, man and woman. But UN Women can specialize in bringing women, drawing the attention of women that they are part and parcel of that show. So let it be a national agricultural show regionally, not 1 day, not 2 days, but at least a day that you believe you are going to get something and take home. 2, women have access to land. To me, I call it an opportunity. But then, we do not have capacity to open land that can generate enough products to sell. Now I'm asking, Gender and Ministry of Agriculture, give us a one-off push. And women can stand on their own. Women are good at developing something if you give her. The saying in UN, when you give a shilling to a woman, 80% goes back to the family. So let Minister of Gender and Minister of Agriculture have this as a policy developed into these papers so that women can be given, not this one with very long, big form, very long, that you read first and then fill a form of 3 pages. A woman in the village, Deck sub-county there cannot get into that resources. Let it be fair to everyone. Then the other one is about Ministry of Gender particularly and the...
I would kindly request
I'm just going to shorten it. It's not going to be a story, but these are issues that are pertinent. We have over 40,000 girls who got pregnant during COVID-19. Over 40,000 in my place. Thousands of them. They are wasted away. They are being wasted away. What has Ministry of Gender and the Ministry of and the UN Women? Let's have a program tailored to meet their needs. They have a need, and they know they can manage with the children they have got. Let's not leave them to waste away. Some are dying, some are committing suicide because they cannot make it. They cannot see their children dying of hunger because they have become a security risk to their family. Finally, Dr. Agriculture, you have a unit called Namolere Mechanized Unit for training. I'm not accusing anybody, but these are facts. I've been asking them to train our girls in tractor operators. I have 2 girls who are operating a tractor, and they are the best. When they come to ask them to go and plow, trust me, every day, whoever has hired them will say, me, I don't want those men. Give me the girls. So give us the opportunity for girls to train. I've begged Dr. Engineer, you know him, a whole year, 2 years, they have not taken them in. They don't even give you the requirement. It's frustrating. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's try to, have reflection within 1 minute so that we give opportunities to some others.
Thank you very much. Just allow me to stand. My name is Esther Naigembe Nalongo from Jinja. I'm the CEO and the founder of Divine Maritime Investments. Divine Maritime Investments, we are based in Jinja, Wanyange. We grow organic spices and add value to other agricultural products. I employ over 15 youths and women, and I'm working with a group of 100 women. I'm helping them to add value to their agricultural products because I realized that they earn less from their agricultural products. So as a way of improving the standards of living of people in my community, I did that. But the challenge now that we are facing is product certification. I got access to market because after training those ladies down there, the grassroots women, I help them find the market. But the challenge is I always get access through your links, UN Women. Thank you so much. You've always created an opportunity for us. And through those opportunities, we've been able to access market. But now the challenge, we cannot export. Personally, I got market to export in Canada, but my products cannot go because I'm not certified. My products are not certified. I'm fully registered and I have a trademark. What is missing is just only the certification, which is a long procedure. My appeal, if you can advocate or maybe collaborate with these organizations so that we can have a way you can help ladies, because I'm not alone, quite a number of ladies are facing the same. If we can have that where we can get this, I don't know how I can flame it, so that we can easily access that. A number of women in Jinja, I lead different groups and they are facing the same. So kindly, if we can get that, then that will be really, really, really so amazing for the ladies. Thank you so much, UN Women. Thank you so much, you will. We are so blessed.
Thank you, Esther. So issue of certification is really definitely an important thing that we take note of, and hopefully it should be one of the issues going to cabinet paper. Yes, madam.
Thank you very much. I'll try and be brief. I'm a promoter of Josta Juices. Josta Juices is a preserved natural juice. We have particular problems in the juice sector, and me and Regina of Rena Beverages had really hoped that we'd get an opportunity to highlight particular problems that are unique to the juice sector. We actually posted on the forum before this so that the UN women who are organizing us could give us an opportunity to highlight problems for each sector, because it's not every day that we get an opportunity to interact with policy makers. But somehow I think it was overlooked. They are wide. I can't raise them in this forum since we are being given, in this minute, given a few minutes. But I'm requesting that particularly the juice sector in manufacturing be given an opportunity. We meet, we highlight our unique challenges as that sector to the policy makers. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We've taken note of that. Thank you.
Regina Nakayenga of Rena Beverage Solutions. 3 points. 1, the budget for simple technology to improve or increase productivity should be given a priority. so that it eases the work of a woman and the health of a woman. And it also promotes industrialization. Then number 2 is on the tax incentives. As Professor Goodra said, we women, the products we do are not given that tax incentive. I give an example. I do hibiscus, I've promoted it to the level of tea bags. When I went for a tax incentive on the tea bag making paper, they said, no, it's not given. Yet in the policy, it indicates if you are adding value, and then they promoted the idea to, if you are going to produce 80% for export. No, that is making things impossible for some of us. Then, so I really request that. And finally, I want to thank UN Women, but like Jolly has said, let us look into the sectors and promote their needs after some research. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We've taken note of that. So we are now only
Thank
two.
you. Nakunda
two,
Monica again.
please.
Person living with disability. I'm here to present my colleagues. I hear with like agriculture, what. For us, we cannot afford such a things. We cannot operate those machines you were talking about because of our challenges. And we cannot go for cheyo like other people. We cannot go for the military police or other things like need power. So where we are going to benefit like Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Gender and the UN Women. We are not appear anywhere. So I don't know. Because agriculture needs the person who can able to operate those machines. For us, we cannot do that. Some activities for us, people living with disability, we need like those is the easy jobs where we can access. So we have challenge on many sectors and we are there. Even if you educate to get that job, it is tug of war. So I'm requesting people or women who are here to put into that consideration, and you consider us as people and as women in Uganda. So I'm so glad to be here. I thank you, UN Women and the entire at large. Thank you, women.
So I think we'll first come back to the podium if there were 1 or 2 reflections on what they have has been raised by the audience, and then we'll have the last round of comments, not more than 3. Then we stop there. So would you like to start, Professor?
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to start this time. Listening to the reflections, looking at what Joyce has talked about in regard to technologies, especially for opening up land and stuff like that, we know very well that the government has put in place different technologies. There are tractors, I think there's an irrigation system, and they have also put in some technologies in NADS, Ministry of Gender, Ministry of Trade. Now, the challenge that comes, and I think this can qualify to be in our cabinet paper, we need to have reservation schemes for women. You see, agriculture is predominantly women, but when it comes to agriculture with technology, it changes to become a man's technology. If, for example, I don't know, if we did a census, how many people are benefited from these tractors? You might find that they are men mainly. So if we have a reservation scheme where we say that if this technology is going to be given by government, let 50% go to women, and we should see the results of which women got, I think that could help us. Now, on that same note, I remembered something which UN Women facilitated in my times when I was the chairperson of Uganda Women Entrepreneurs Association. You helped us to learn how to participate in government procurement. You took us through the PPDA Act and what to do, etc. And I believe a number of women got an opportunity to trade with government. Because if you're not trading with the government, then whom are you trading with? It is taking our taxes. We better trade with it so that we can earn some of those taxes. Now, can we have those buses deliver us to daylight? We learn for one weekend. We relax, we laugh as women, but when we have learned something. That exposure is a very exciting classroom, especially for women of my age who do not want to read anymore. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor. Ellen, in 1 minute, please.
Thank you very much. I will randomly pick points to reflect on. I'll start with my sister over there. So for me, I would say if we could have a representative, like maybe her, with the help of Ministry of Gender and the UN Women, if we could have a representative to help advocate for women with disabilities and put their needs out there for them to be worked on immediately. Because if we sit just out there and just wait for, issues to be worked on, they can never be worked on. But if we get involved immediately, they can, our voices can be heard. So for me, I'm thinking we jump on it right away and get a representative who can, put their voices out there, because, they can, many a times they cannot really even, we can't get to the top people. But if we get someone in there to, immediately help, I think that can really work. And also, if we can find a way of collaborating with, for example, chambers of commerce. My sister over there was talking about the certifications and the processes. If we can get how the policymakers can help the processes to be as simple as possible, because most of us are left out because the process, there are so many formalities to go through for the certifications to be gotten. And with that, I feel like we are challenged so much, we are left so much behind. And I would also say that let's not just talk about the issues, we should act on them immediately, because many a times we talk about issues and they just stay here. So I'm thinking at the end of the day today, we should get solutions to the problems we are putting up across, yes.
Thank you so much for that reflection. And lastly, to Dr. Rose.
Thank you very much. Please allow me to ask Madam Connie Achayo to stand up. Connie Achayo works with the Ministry of Agriculture. She works with the Department of Extension. And therefore, I want to propose that we have a focal point in the Ministry of Agriculture where we all converge. Because for me, I will be looking at my training as a veterinary doctor. I'll be listening more on people who come with milk and so on. So, Madam Connie Achayo, stand here and we see you properly. I think what I can say, let's take her contact and make sure we know who she is, and therefore she's the one who can radiate. You come with the hibiscus, she will give us information. You come with also my milk, she will give me the information and so forth. So, Madam Connie, please maybe say something, reflect a bit, take a portion of the time that I've been provided with.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for the opportunity. Consolata Chai is my name, from Ministry of Agriculture. I want to appreciate the concerns that has been brought forth, and really to also thank the UN Women for this opportunity that we are here to interact with the different women. It's a beautiful opportunity that we've had. I like the idea of having a focal person to help us interact. I want to also add one concern to my sister who said she's from disability. Disability is not inability. And I know that a number of activities are there that you can benefit from. Agriculture does not mean go to the farm and dig. When you look at agriculture, we look at them through the value chain. There are a number of things that are happening. When we walk around the stores here, we see a lot of activities taking place. About 90% of activities here is purely agriculture, if not 99%. Is agriculture. You've participated. You are adding value. All those agriculture activities. In the Department of Agribusiness, there are a number of activities that we undertake. Let's share contact and see what is it that we can do together as women in agriculture. I know also that the Ministry of Agriculture, it doesn't probably have a specific activity that is purely women, but probably this should be an opportunity for us, especially now that we are pulling out women in agribusiness. We can now have strategic activities that is purely focused towards the women. And at the same time, I also want to appreciate this lady who said she's disabled, because when we bring on board equipment, I think that is one thing that does not cross our mind, that we also have people who are disabled and we should bring equipment that is strategic to their needs. So I think that needs to be taken into consideration, Director. Many times also we do not probably reflect on a woman to say the tractors we are bringing is a woman's tractor, a woman should operate on it. The walking tractors are very difficult to operate as a woman. We have plenty of them, they are coming on board. But how many of our women are indeed being trained to handle this? Are there some other walking tractors that a woman can operate on? So I think even as we look through the equipments and materials that we bring for our farmers, I think we need to start looking at them differently. Can we have the woman eye in some of these? Not just gender, the woman's eye. Because we just go through the catalog and we look at the tractors are there and we look at these other equipments are there, the pedalers maybe for irrigation. How many women are able to pedal those irrigation equipments? So I think we need to refocus our attention to some of the concerns you're bringing. And I think the issue of having a cabinet paper or the cabinet memo that we are bringing up now is very opportune. And let's not keep issues that we think will help us make a difference to ourselves. We get from you and then we carry forth. So the only thing I can request is that if we had more time, would allow the mothers, the ladies here present to bring some of those critical concerns. It is unfortunate that we lost our whole morning, and yet we could have pulled out very pertinent concerns to strengthen the paper that we should have, that we will be submitting to Cabinet. I want to say that I'm privileged that last time I was among the team that went to Cabinet to request for the opportunity for this place, for this activity to take place. And one beautiful thing that I can whisper to you is, when we went there, we did not even take 10 minutes inside, because they told us these are very clear issues, and let's not waste time on women issues. Let's grant them what they're asking for.
Maybe this time we do the same.
So if we can package our information very carefully and very specifically, I'm very sure that once it gets there, they're going to say, don't waste our time to discuss women's issues. Let's grant them what they need. So let us bring those issues. Let us not lament. Let us bring the concerns that we think we can put them in the information paper and it can make a difference. Thank you very much. My number I can share with you. I'm on 0772 56 2459. It's the only number I've had. I don't have any other. 772 56 24 and 59. And my name, I'm just wearing my name here. Thank you very much. Please, God bless.
Thank you so much for that information. I think we've not lost it. We will We have a WhatsApp group, which we are just going to maybe tweak the name a little bit, not only for Kigo. So you're free to inbox all the ideas there. We have a team that will pick that information and then coordinate together with the MAIF and Ministry of Gender to feed into the cabinet paper. Before I take on some few comments again, hey, Doctor, you haven't summarized? Okay, just in 1 minute, please. I hope your colleague has already summarized most of the things.
Yes, I gave her a portion, but maybe she took a lot. of the portion. But mine is to reflect on Goodla's point. The cake is small. We must position ourselves to chew or to bite. And I want to thank the UN women for giving us these teeth. Our teeth now, we don't have lips. Our teeth are outside because we beat and we had a cabinet memo. All cabinet members know we are here. We beat and we are going to continue to beat. My proposal for the disability is that we can have proposal writing in such a way that people with disability own the business and they can employ, such that we move them from physically, because where we've been struggling from your own, you also want to push some machine or to dig, and yet you are disabled. But with now where we are, I think we should help the disability people to own and also to have machinery which is operable, specialized. So those are the two proposals which I have for the disability as we look at their issues. So that, for me, that is what I call the reserved technology for the disabled, and also specialized or reserved projects for them so that they have bigger input of funding compared to the others. Training girls in tractor operators. Madam, I'm going to follow that immediately with a telephone call even to make our complaint. And the others are proposals of registration and so on. So in our proposals, we should look at how to soften and ease the operations of women. We shall articulate this together as a team. WhatsApp group, emails, we shall continue. I want to summarize there first.
Paul?
Thank you, Dr. Rose. Yes, Professor?
I've been listening to the different incentives. We seem to have 5 concrete incentives, concrete suggestions for the cabinet paper, but I feel like these 2 are being left out, and I think they are dear to us. Access to capital. I moved around when they told me I would be part of this. I moved around. Access to capital is still a big issue. Because once we say this and we don't put the people, we say, I think the women are now comfortable. We are not yet comfortable in terms of access to capital, affordable capital, and the other thing, capital where we are being required to give securities like land. We know that already it has been passed that we can use chattels, movable assets, but it looks like that information didn't reach the bank. We got to know that I could use that, but when you reach the bank and you say, okay, I have my coffee as my security, they say, no, we want land. But of course, they know you don't have land. So can that actually be implemented as well? Then within that, we could also think of this memo to have a guarantee fund for women who may not have the required collateral of land that normally they are asking for. And lastly, the other thing I saw that was a big challenge was on branding and packaging. We want to be able to package our things in a way that meets international standards. And some of the things we use for packaging are actually coming from abroad. The taxes levied on this packaging makes the product very expensive. Regina talked about her tea bag. I was studying the cost of making sure she makes her tea bag, that tea bag. She has to import the tea bag material, the box and everything. The tax alone is more than the cost of the tea that is being put in the tea bag. And she may not be able to compete with Kericho, who packs an individual tea bag for you to open and feel that it's an individualized experience or product for you. So the packaging material, the taxes on that will also be very important to be looked at, because we want to package our things to look nice and meet international standards. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think the consensus is we will, aggregate all these ideas. Professor, I hope you'll have your doors open as always. We'll reach out to you. But we have the forum that we can post some of this. Okay, before I go to the last round, this is the program for the closing remarks. One, we will have Ambassador Rosa saying a word. Then we'll have UN Women Country Representative Dr. Paulina saying a word. Then we have the representative from Ministry of Gender. Then lastly, we'll have the representative from Ministry of Agriculture giving the final closing remark. So, the three lucky hands. Wow. We'll have, is that Jane? Then we'll have Dr. Julian. Then we have a lady over there.
There are ladies over there.
So
Which one?
there is somebody right at the U-Fresh down. I'm sorry, because of time, we might not have all the luxuries to. If you have anything, please feel free to use the forum. We can pick it from there. So starting with Jane from the back. Kindly pass the microphone.
Paul, we were asking ourselves, whose time are we worried about? For the hotel they are closing, or it's our time? Whose time are we worried about?
Both.
The hotel is closing.
Well, if we agree that we go up to midnight, that's fine.
Midnight,
We can actually go up to that time. So let's start with the lady over there.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Jen Amuge Okello. I'm the Operations Director of the Uhuru Institute. We have nothing to do with President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru is just a Swahili word. So people often think we are Kenyan or something like that. We mainly provide solutions to cooperatives and groups, training, publishing. And so why I've put up my hand is, one, I would like to offer a space for UN Women and You Will, that we can be able to publish some of the women-specific incentives in our magazine, the Cooperator magazine, that is print and online. So I'll be in touch with your communications persons so that we can be a platform where you can access. Two is just to give a bit of advice on why it's important for us to be very specific in the cabinet paper. I know there are people that have experience in writing cabinet papers, but I know also that we have engaged, for instance, with the President's office before, and usually he will ask what exactly do we want. So as we present our different ideas to UN Women and You Will, it might be good, for instance, if you're asking for an incentive, how do you want this incentive to look like? You know, if it's a value chain, you know, you need to look at it from a context of, yes, women would like an incentive, but there are men also in these businesses. So we need to justify with clarity what our incentives should look like. Of course, we are women, and we need to be, you know, promoted. And lastly, to UN Women, I know that through the process of the coming up with the cabinet paper, there might be, you know, the writing and all that. Could you clarify how, you know, how we can contribute more beyond sending the messages to the WhatsApp group, especially on breaking down the specifics that would want. Otherwise, they might tell us, you know, we are asking for things that are not very clear. Thank you very much. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be with you. Good evening.
Thank you so much. May we have Dr. Julian kindly pass the microphone, please.
I want to say thank you to UN Women. We've worked together and empowered 3,000 women. They are now producing mangoes. Those are the mangoes you see on the street of Kampala. I have one pain, and I have to talk it out clearly today. I pay taxes for the last 28 years, and I've been in production. And I want to ask how many women who have the National Bureau of Standards and those who have been meeting the obligation and they're in the market today, and they have no challenges.
There's no one.
I ask that question why, since the COVID-19, women used to produce, before that, they used to produce products, go and sell in supermarket and get money, and you would see many, many new products picking up. Wherever you would move around, you see women products in the market. Now, the women can no longer sell in the supermarkets. It's a big challenge. My humble request, and what I want to see in the cabinet paper, to UN Women to call upon National Bureau of Standards and URA. We sit together with the women who are in agribusiness, the startup, be trained how to meet the National Bureau of Standards and how to learn how to pay taxes. Those who are struggling, if they can get tax holiday, maybe for 2 years, as they train them, so that they also enter the market and sell and compete. Otherwise, we have left business to foreigners, and we always comfort ourselves that, yes, we are doing business, but I want to tell you it's too bad. That's why the economy has hit everybody, and there is no money. Every year, people are becoming poorer and poorer. Those days, we used to sell on credit, and we used to buy on credit. Nowadays, you can't sell on credit, you can't buy on credit, nobody can trust each other, you don't know the next step. That's why some of us, we resorted more in farming and also investing more. So really, I humbly beg you, and women, we find a way and solve that problem before it is too late. Thank you.
So, thank you so much, Dr. Julian. Yes?
Thank you. I'm Chomhan Juliet from Rampara District. I represent women with disabilities in Rampara Council. I'm happy for UN Women. I'm grateful to be here for this. This has been more than a five-year course at the university to us who came for this. I'm grateful for the Ministry of Gender. Had it not been the Ministry of Gender to know women with disabilities, we wouldn't have come this far. For that, you know, when you get a disability on your body, you cannot move the same pace as that one without a disability on the body. That's why when we were participating in this exhibition, we participated when I heard of someone saying that we are too slow to meet the world's needs. We have the capacity, but we move slowly to hit the target that is required. And indeed, if you move around all stores, you'll find that the groups of women with disabilities, that was Guru and Rampara, we shared the same store. And we were on the mass of the national special grant we got last financial year that have made us participate in today's exhibition, which means, to me, it seemed as if before, if this was there, women with disabilities were not participating. If the Ministry of Gender, now that you've brought us to be part of UN Women, and indeed we are women, can also still look into the matter of capital. What crawls us is what we carry on our disabilities. Because our disability has got it's associated affecting activities over the daily running of the world to hit the target as others. If the ministry can still look into the issue of capital in our enterprises, for us we do wine, and come and be part of us, get closer to us. Don't still wait for us to also look for you, because we carry a lot on top of our disability. Be more of us now that you are bringing us into you, and we move the same pace. Because I believe PWDs are breast. You cannot try something and it does not come out. And a true testimony was people who tested on our wine were like, this is the best of its kind. People who tested on grew honey were like, this is the true taste of honey, of its nature. So you see, we have the capacity, by the crawling kind of UN women get into support of Ministry of Gender, and we move the same pace with you. We have the capacity to hit that target. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Definitely, inclusivity is one of our key pillars, and we listen and with open ears. Farmers Federation, Prudence. We'd like to hear something from Farmers Federation. Please.
Thank you so much. My name is Prudence Aijuka, and I work with Uganda National Farmers Federation as a gender specialist, and we are glad that we've been part of this process. Uganda National Farmers Federation, we've been working on the business of farmers, mobilizing, organizing, empowering, but the element of women has not been as fast as we had wanted it to be. But we thank you and women and the partners that we have worked together, and we have jump-started our women's program that we are working on. And we look at mobilizing more, organizing more rural women, because majority of our members are rural-based. But one of the challenges that we still say, and I was comparing with what we are talking about, is the element of food safety, which is the concern of everyone who consumes food. And of course, we are decrying the issues related to certification. We want to penetrate the market, but we still have a lot that we produce. We don't know if it is 100% safe. We don't know which status, we don't know which markets we can engage in as rural farmers. So it is important that we reach out in organizing, several of them better in business. Otherwise, we will find that we can produce more, but the supermarkets and the high-end business partners cannot take us on. So we thank you so much for the support, and we look forward to mobilizing more other rural women farmers and entrepreneurs in the coming agribusiness expos, and engaging more so that we can tap into the other several opportunities that are available for women. Thank you so much.
So Farmers Federation, would you like to share your contact? It's important. Oh, yes.
Our contact, we can be reached at 0782. That is myself, then I can link you to different departments depending on our needs. 0782 252840 is the same on WhatsApp and calls. Prudence Aijuka, gender specialist, Uganda National Farmers Federation.
So women in agribusiness, don't shy away from reaching out to Prudence. So have we agreed that we are staying here till midnight and then we proceed? Okay. So three only. 1, 2, the lady in red, and the last one is that, yes. So for the rest, please use the WhatsApp group to text your concerns. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for gathering here today. I'll put up a few, 2 or 3, which I collected as the discussion was going on. Sheila Kabanyana is my name, and I work with Itoto Cosmetics. Being on an agribusiness expo, some of us are not in the soil business. Well, I hope when I say soil, you understand. But we are in the middle as adding value. Others are in dairy. So some of us come in as manufacturers. I would expect in the next expo to have the Uganda Manufacturers Association board around or representative, because some of us here, we are stuck because there are manufacturing challenges which are still connecting into the agribusiness sector. We want the financing, we want the capital, but then the capital that we need as business people, agribusiness, any other business, some of these are to procure certain equipment, machinery, which could ease the businesses. In the farmers, I think, association, or in the agriculture farming section, the government has offered tractors, for example. How about when it comes to the manufacturing, you go sector by sector, identifying their major manufacturing machinery that is needed. I'll take an example of maybe the coffee, or some people that needed sun drying machines. I heard about like 2 or 3 people who need their processes have to go through sun. And who is trying to catch up, they will not handle on their own, they will not procure on their own. Certain systems really that can ease our work, and that's machinery accessibility. When it comes to research, we need much more of that. For us to compete with the market internationally, let it be even locally, we need to be able to compete with the already existing products that are common, that have the bigger budgets. But how do we do that? The research, the intensiveness, the thorough research that is done there, that is, the research centers should be available today or even in the future expos, that we knock on their doors, we access the information. Most of us don't know those research centers, those existing ones. So we don't know, we don't have the information, and it is these expos that give us the information, the access. I insist, easy access of whatever future services you're going to offer from the UN, the government. How about it becomes easy? Because some of them are there, but they are not easy to access. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that submission. We have the lady, yes, over there.
Yeah, thank you once again. I'm glad to be here. I'm Juliet Kanyes from Kanyes Dairy Farm. I would like to thank UN Women for this opportunity you've given us and the organization. I would like to thank you, Will, for nominating us. We are quite a number from you, Will. Thank you so much for building us and increasing our visibility. When we talk about the dairy sector, people run to cows. The dairy sector consists of the goats. We have the small remnant department at the ministry. I've already talked to the doctor and expressed our need. The focus has been on meat. Now, we would call upon the ministry to take attention to the goat sector, the dairy goat sector, because it is very important. The milk is very important in boosting our immunity. And when you see what was happening during the HIV/AIDS era, most NGOs were targeting HIV survivors with goat milk to improve their immunity. You look at Watoto is one of the key players in that sector, but they produce the milk for their infants. We have a few dairy goat farmers in Uganda, so I call upon the ministry to focus on the dairy goats so that we can also come up. This is a short time, we cannot air all our concerns, and I would like to make a suggestion that we are different sectors, we can have different clusters, we do brainstorming so that we give our ideas in a concrete manner and we hand them over to UN Women to be incorporated in the cabinet paper. Otherwise, when you look at I've also been asking around the different enterprises, we have different needs, we are at different levels, so we need to have that participatory discussions so that each one's needs are able to be incorporated. Thank you so much once again.
So
Be
thank
blessed.
you so much. So women in agribusiness, oh yeah. We are pressed with the time, and our apologies, we cannot take all the views. Please, the platform for women in WhatsApp is there. Send your messages there. I've just gotten information that the hotel, we have an agreement with the hotel, and so our agreement ends in some few minutes from now. We cannot go beyond that. We are sorry. So the platform is there, it is open, you've been using it, please use that. That said, I know there are many issues. Allow me to start the closing ceremony. May I now take this opportunity to invite Ambassador Rosa Malago. She's been very kind. She's been here with us yesterday. She's here with us today. We really appreciate Ambassador. We kindly invite you to come and say a word or two to women in agribusiness.
So you have allowed us to go back?
Meanwhile, I would request that you can join the floor. And thank you so much for those reflections.
Surely a better clap for the knowledge exchange, no? Hey. Okay, good afternoon, ladies, and I'm sure there's a few gentlemen with us, he for she, including our MC. Let me start off by conveying my profound appreciation to my sister, the representative of UN Women, who invited me to join this event to mobilize the support for it. The reason why you did not pay is because your sister Paulina called me to mobilize funding for this event from private sources, so thank you. So now, we are all business women here, and time management is also business management. So we agreed with the hotel for something, I mobilized money for that, so let's not go into overtime because I don't know where I'm gonna get that money from. So, okay? Now, ladies, this is the beginning of a new phase. It's definitely not the end. So I feel like there was a certain level of pressure there, as if I don't say something, I'll not be seen again. No, it's the beginning of a new phase. There is something that I did not say yesterday because it was the protocol version and we were there with the minister, so let me use the opportunity to say it today. After almost 30 years with the United Nations, I resigned from the UN early last year. I did that because my mother needed close care. She was not getting it properly while I was pursuing my profession. But I also did that because after almost 3 decades in the organization, I felt I needed to be closer to Africa to help Africa get the solutions that they need. So that's why you see me here if you're wondering, not UN. I'm not UN, no. So some of the things you went through. I spent the past 6 months registering my company. So I saw the challenges of registration, certification, the TIN number, hey, Jehovah. Setting all of that up, I'm still arguing with Stanbic over my POS. So I'm glad I went through that because now I can speak to you from my experience. So I've established a company that is for profit. I have set up a foundation to keep my humanitarian wing going. I work with women and youth as part of my day-to-day mentoring to make sure that's happening. And I use my experience with people outside to try to respond to the problems of this country. That's why you see me in the investment space. Now, I also am humbled by the fact that when I decided to return to Africa, His Excellency the President told me, Uganda is your home. So I stand here as a proud new Ugandan. You know, me and my kids, we have our Ugandan passports now. And that is why His Excellency the President asked me to advise him on some of these challenges
as they come along, knowing what I'm doing. So now that you know how I'm working, this is what it is. So there's no way I can try to solve a problem without the UN, because I know the UN is a think tank, they're the energy, they're the secretariat. And UN Women in particular is very mobile, very agile, and always willing to take risk for new approaches to new solutions. So congratulations to the whole team of UN Women being here. Now, having said that, why are we here? We are here because Uganda has a very ambitious program for development, for economic transformation, and for export. And when you look at the numbers, as somebody said here before, all the women, you can find them at the beginning of the value chain. As you get closer to more money, the women are not there. So the value chains are there. The summits are there. The research is there. But do they apply to us? No. So for example, as I was speaking to Paulina, one of the things that I noticed when I asked UIA to give me the tax incentive packages so that I could promote them, there's not a tax incentive package for women. So please, as we try to formulate what we want to do, we have to think about, at the end, nobody will be able to adopt it. So we have to be very strategic, very careful, and very consistent. So some of the things that I heard today, which I think we can definitely take forward, so I'm just going to put them out there for consideration. Number one is, I want to congratulate the entire secretariat that worked on the summit for producing the catalog. Job well done. Now, why did some of us fight for the catalog to be done? Without data, there is nothing. So what I suggest for Ministry of Agriculture, Gender, and UN Women, let this become our baseline, number one. Let's start working from here. Plenty of women in here already. And we have information on registration, return on investment, and everything. So this can be the baseline for everything we're going to do. It can even be an annex for the cabinet paper, if my memory serves me correctly. And I believe also that the Source of the Nile Women Agribusiness Investment Summit should become Source of the Nile Women Agribusiness Investment Initiative. So let us have, please, UN Women, Ministry of Agriculture and Gender, if you can declare today is the beginning of the initiative, then we know it's all hands on deck, okay? At least the minister said yesterday that the political will is there. So once it's an initiative, now we're talking about targets, indicators, monitoring, reporting, and data collection. So if this is an initiative, we can definitely have a quarterly assessment every 3-4 months of what of the status of the women who are here. So please, let's start here. Huh? We're 46 million people and 60% of them women, but let's start with these ones. So we're going to start tracking your problems and solutions with the women who are in the catalog. So every 3-4 months, let's have a meeting. As a result of the meeting, there should be a report, and this is a specialty of UN Women, they're very, very good at it. They can work with other UN agencies, private sector, academic if they need to. So we have a report that goes by subsector, by regional location, on how are you doing. What did you do? What did you manage to do? What did you not manage to do? So this kind of report is something that the minister can take to cabinet on a regular basis before the cabinet paper is out, to tell them that, hey, that policy you people did is hurting the women, it's not helping them. But she needs evidence, data, which can come from the quarterly meetings. The other issue that we can do is, I heard something about, can we have a representative? Okay. Personally, that freaks me out. When I used to be the head of the UN, we had so many representatives everywhere that at the end we didn't know who was who. So a representative of who? Where? Because last time I checked, there's women MP. There's even people with disability MP. So representative where exactly? Huh? We're going to have a General Assembly of representatives. So please, we need to manage those people who represent us. I feel we don't do. So for example, of all the women who are here, how many of you have actually met with the women of parliament from your area? Raise your hand. Banange. Hey. No, people. We are more than 50. No more hands. I'm giving extra minute. No. Jesus of Nazareth. Now you see now. Meanwhile, what you're asking for, advocacy, awareness, that's their job. You literally voted them in to do that. So if you have a challenge accessing the women of parliament, that's a different problem. Because there, I know UN Women trains the women of parliament when they're having work. So they can reach out to parliament to say, can we organize sessions with women in your sector who have these challenges? So use the representatives that exist. You have women MP. They're there. So that is number one. And that's their job, by the way, to ask the government what is happening. The other entity that I think that we have a good opportunity for partnership are the chambers of commerce. Somebody mentioned that. I agree. I was actually this morning at the, what do they call it? The East Africa Business Forum in Kampala, and I met with the president of the Chamber of Commerce, who's a woman, Dr. Olivia, and she said, I saw you people on TV, oh, we need to link up. So I said, yes, let me go tell my sister, Paulina, we will figure out how to do that. So yes, we can link up with the Chambers of Commerce, but to link up again, they're gonna ask us for our data. Where is our data? What is it? What is your publication? What is your concept? What is your paper? So for those of us who may be too tired of writing because we've passed 50, I'm sure you can have a kid or a nephew or someone who you tell them what to write for you. But ladies and gentlemen, we cannot advance unless we write. This thing of asking UN Women to do another meeting where we're going to brainstorm, drink tea, then say something, then we don't know who's following up, has to stop. So if you want UN Women to work, write. Because when you give UN Women a piece of work, then she can take that paper, go to the speaker, put it on her desk. She can take that paper, go to the minister, put it on their desk. She can take that paper, go to a private sector person, put it on their desk. Kindly. We know that they are really for us, but let's help them to help us. So please write, do a 3-minute video, anything, but we have to put our thoughts on paper. Otherwise, we're going around in circles. So documenting our challenges, and when you document the challenges, please don't forget to talk about the impact. You see, for example, if we are writing now to the cabinet and we say, we want incentives for women, why? We have to make sure the way we write it is that if we have these incentives, instead of spending 70% of what we make paying taxes, that 70% will be able to go back into our business, we'll be able to hire more people. You see how I put it? Then they will say yes. So kindly, it's not just the challenges, it has to be challenges and impact. I'm sure that if we put it that way, we can make some inroads. Somebody made reference to a shared facility for women. So I was discussing with UN Women, and I think that we can follow up with the government ministries. I think we have two opportunities. One is to ask the government to put shared facilities at the industrial parks. There's 23 of them. They already exist. They're around the country, so it will be easy access. And the other one is at the demonstration farms that the president has, which I can't remember how many there are right now. But I know he has one in each region. And that one is actually for demonstration. So we can be able to ask them to put that facility there so that you have those experts there, which you can't afford to have, and everybody can have access. So that's kind of like a concrete recommendation from what you have put out there. On certification, I heard a lot about registration standard certification. I also believe that this is where we can sit down with the government entities and try to create a fast-track window for women. So you have to be very specific. So we can create a fast-track window for women's certification if you have a market. Because they'll say, do they even have a market? So you have a market? Okay, then we should be able to fast-track your certification going forward. Now, as I conclude, I wanted to share some of the commitments, at least from my side, that I'm going to do in support of this initiative, as it becomes an initiative going forward. But before I do that, I really want to speak to my sister, who's a disabled person who was here. I think the person just before me said disability is not, okay. There is a fantastic young woman that I met several years ago. She has her own foundation. I was just trying to Google it. It's called the Tunaweza Foundation. From day one when I met that woman, she's a force of nature. With that wheelchair of hers, she goes everywhere. She would propose how she wanted to participate in every UN project. She went to the extent of getting sponsored to share her experience with 5 American universities. So I had the opportunity to welcome her to my office in New York when I was working with the Secretary General. So please turn it around. You cannot sit here and say, somebody tell me how to be part of this. Nah, you have foundations, organizations led by women like you who are already pushing for specific roles in the different industries. So let's link up with them. Let's link up with those organizations that are Ugandan, that are led by women who are already providing solutions. And in that regard, I really want to thank the lady who offered to support with the publications, because that is the kind of solutions we need. You can't talk about export and influencing somebody else's market when you haven't even influenced your own. So let's be our own support network first, and then others will join. So my dear sister Paulina, the representative of UN Women, the representative of the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Gender, I hereby commit to provide support in the following areas. 1, I will support the publication of a report on the outcomes of this summit and a format that will facilitate decision-making, both by His Excellency the President, as well as by private sector investors. 2, I will support working sessions on branding, certification, and registration. Not training, working sessions, okay? We can do that, we already reached out. 3, I can support dialogues on taxes, incentives, and capital. Okay, I can do that one. I spoke to the director of the Uganda Investment Authority as I was coming here. They said they will be willing to have sessions. Again, this is not for training. This is that you come with your specific problem, they are there, and we work through it. So we can have those kind of working sessions. And then 4th, last but definitely not least, we are fully committed to supporting the cabinet paper, its conclusion, and the implementation once it's adopted. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and for the first time, for God and my country.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, for those commitments. And you know, you are on the driving seat. We are really, really looking forward to having that. Without wasting time, may I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Paulina Chiwango to give her closing remarks as well. You.
Dr. Anna Rosa, Director from MIFE. Annette Kabarunji, Principal Gender Officer from Ministry of Gender. All government officials present here this afternoon. All women in agribusiness, good afternoon. My colleagues from the UN, Ambassador Rosa and your team, my colleagues from UWIL, my colleagues from Farmers Federation, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, I think people used to see me for this event to start my session with music, maybe because I didn't start today, so people are sleeping. So this has been a journey. It has been a journey. For UN Women, it has taken us about 14 years. Women empowerment is our mandate, which we were given during our inception. UN Women was created in 2010, as most of you know. And our mandate is women empowerment. You can also see, some of you who have been working very close to UN Women, that in our strategic note is underpinned by the need to advance women's empowerment, women empowerment as a strategy to achieve gender equality and overall inclusive and sustainable development. And I mentioned in some of the session that even the non-member states have long recognized the importance of gender equality and women empowerment in advancing economic development. So our journey didn't start with this summit. It started about 14 years ago. And it's not going to end with this summit. We are here to stay. What we had in mind, I remember it was almost a year ago, and I came to Uganda about a year ago. And we were experiencing increasingly weakening of financing for women in all sectors. The financing situation is diminishing. All of us have been, crying and say, where are we going to get funding? So for Uganda, because we know the agriculture sector is where most of the women are, as we have spoken, almost 8 out of 10 women are in the agriculture sector. But we have quite a number of challenges. So we said, let's be serious on the agriculture sector. So we came with this initiative of agribusiness. And we have been following His Excellence. If you have been following his speech, you have heard him talking about wealth creation. You have heard him trying to encourage people to get into agriculture sector. Last year during International Women's Day, he even talked about, I think it's 4 model acres. As UN Women, we started with 1 model acres with my sister Julian. Where is she? From Noya, where she said we have supported more than how many women? 3,000. But each of these women, out of the 3,000, they have a group behind them. One woman represents almost how many? 25. So if you multiply, you'll get, I don't know how many women. Those 25 also, you haven't calculated their family members. But we started with a 1 acre model. And Noya, for us, is a blueprint. Not only Noya, we have quite a number of models. Bugiri, my sister is there, where we have, fish farming and so on. So what did we want to achieve from this summit? Yesterday, when I was talking to my team, and especially my deputy, I said, oh my goodness, for a long time I've been having sleepless nights. So for the first time, after a long time, yesterday I was able to sleep. I am proud of all the women in the agribusiness who have been exhibiting their products. I'm proud of the team, all our team from, Minister of Agriculture, from Minister of Gender, Tumain Knowledge, Africa Knowledge Center, and Farmers Federation, and all the team that we have been together in this journey. There were times that we felt, now this marriage is not going to work. But we have been staying together until we reach yesterday. And I was really glad by the remarks which were made by the Minister of Gender, who convey greetings from His Excellence. I think we remember what she said, that His Excellence, even though he was not able to join us yesterday and today, but he is with us. He is following what is happening. And they are serious about this Women in Agribusiness initiative. As from today, it's an initiative. So there are a number of things that we wanted to achieve. One, to leverage resources from public and private stakeholders to unlock investment for women-led businesses at all levels of supply chain. My sisters, my colleagues, this is the first of its kind. We have succeeded to unlock investment for some of you, but this is the beginning. And I think Ambassador Rosa yesterday announced, I was waiting for her to announce again today, but of course we recorded everybody, so I remember. She made reference to Bugiri Fisheries Project. She made reference to palm oil and women working in coffee. So those are few that we have managed during this conference. But we are going to reach out to most of you. As we are saying that this is an initiative which is a lifelong, but we are planning to have a 5-year-long program. And it can be extended beyond 5 years. But as UN Women, with a clap for me so I can say more things. So we are going to follow most of you to see what we can do together to help women to excel, you know, from level A to where you can go. And we have invited our colleagues and our friends from the media to follow us. So remember, after this summit, they are going to follow us. We will have a review before the next summit. The other thing that you need to know before I move on to the second point is this summit, as you know, it has been approved by the cabinet and it will be taking place on an annual basis. It's the first, it's not the last. Every year we will have this. So I'll come back to that. Then what else did we want to achieve? Scale up models for what works in empowering women and empowering communities. So we have learned from each other. We have models. I've talked about the Noya Delight Farm. I have talked about the Bugiri fishing project. So we have quite a number of models. These are few, but we have many of them. So we have learned with each other. We have managed to network, but we will try to expand those networks. And the other point that we want to achieve on this is nurture women's business through targeted capacity support and creation of platform. I think we have achieved that. We are going to create platforms which can help and support women. We can support each other. I've been listening to some of the comments. Colleagues have talked about the challenges of financial institutions, that they would have preferred that we have here financial institution. Believe me, the planning team can tell you that when we were planning, we wanted to have financial institutions here. We even had discussion, Ambassador Rosa made references to the Chamber of Commerce. We had meetings with them from the beginning that we wanted them also to be here. We wanted to have URA, so, but the challenge of organizing for this meeting has been, because it's the first experience, and security, we were not sure who we can bring here. So that's the challenge that we had, but now we have learned. We will do differently next time. International visitors, we had planned to have deal rooms. Believe me, we had planned to have deals room, and also we have a holding room which is there on the other side. But again, the problem is the same. So what we are going to do for the next summit is we will work very closely with the NAM coordinating, the main NAM coordinating team, because it has to be fitted in the program. Most of the international guests, of course, we have some here, but they have their program in Munyonyo. Early in the morning, they just go to Munyonyo. So it has been a bit of a challenge to bring most of them. I think some of them came yesterday. And we distributed information. Most of the rooms, we gave the note, our brochure, to the hotel team. But we are going to plan better next time. My sister, Professor, I'm not sure if we went to Israel together, I think 6-7 years ago. I didn't go with you. I went with another team, I think 7 or 8 years ago. We went to Haifa. So when you talked about Israel, you reminded me of that. Yes, we have done that, but we have to remember we have our own Israel here. As you suggested, that we'll see how we can organize maybe a team visiting some of you so that we learn, we exchange information. We have taken note of the need of expanding our research. Data is very important, it's very critical. Shared facility, I think Ambassador Rosa have already talked about it, but it's something which we are thinking about it also as UN Women. Yes, somebody mentioned about capturing practices, and I think it was one of my sisters who talked about the 60s. I think maybe the 60s, all those positive experiences of having shows for 1 week and so on. Yeah, I think my sister is still here, Ambassador Rosa, so we need shows for 1 week, and so we'll see how we'll do that. Teenager pregnancy, somebody made reference to that. I think one of the things, it's like, as we talked about, information is power. And we have to make sure that information goes across to everybody. So as UN Women, we do have programs on second chance education. And one of my staff with the focal point, I don't know if she's still here. Elizabeth is still here? Mushabe? Where? She have to run here at the front. Run, Elizabeth. So we have second chance education. And most of our target group are women. Come, I want you to talk about this because it's very important. We know after COVID-19, we really, teenager pregnancy became as a pandemic now. Where do we have our second chance education?
Oh, thank you. We have it in different regions of the country. We were working in Karamoja. We are working in the Rwenzori. We are in Lango and a little bit of Acholi. Over the COVID period, we also extended to West Nile because the call from the refugee communities was high and loud. So we extended our second chance education there, and it's a program that is growing. We give opportunity to girls that have dropped out of school for various reasons, but still wish to learn, gain a skill, and also be more productive in life after having committed the initial mistake. That is what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. Yes, you can go. Product certification, I think my sister have already talked about it. We really need to have a fast track window so that we can help women to expedite the process. Jewish sector, you have your own challenges. We'll look at it. We have taken notes. But please write to us. Write to us what challenges you are facing. People living with disability, I think many of the previous speakers have already talked about it, and we are working very close with Tunaweza Foundation. So, you know where our offices is, and write to us if there are any unique things which we need to follow up, yeah? Information, policy briefs. UN Women as the Secretariat, we have taken note of this and we'll see how we can do. Yes, you can clap, it's fine. What else? So what next? What next? A number of things which already have been articulated. We have to finalize the cabinet paper. That is a priority. I think I give ourselves, I'm sorry, my sisters from agriculture and from gender, I think let's give ourselves 2 weeks after the summit to have the first draft. 2 weeks from today, Karim, which date is 2 weeks from today? Karim will have to calculate. Which? Say that again. That is 3 weeks. So he have cheated us a bit, eh? Yeah. Okay, so let's agree by 5th of February, all the consultations have taken place. So we have the first draft. That is the way forward from today. Madam Deputy Evelyn, you have taken note of that, eh? If Evelyn is around, she's scratching her head. I think we also need to capture some lessons learned from this process. So we will call a meeting of the Secretariat, both the NOC Secretariat and the Internal Secretariat. We need to capture lessons learned. So we'll reach out to you to give us some of those lessons learned and what we can come up with. That's the way forward, number 2. Then we need to have a planning sessions for the next regional expos and the main investment initiative summit. This year, we had 2 expos, regional expos. We were in Gulu and we were in Jinja. So we will need to discuss and decide for this year again, before the end of this year, how many regional expos we're going to have. Yeah? So that's another way forward. And then planning for the main summit to make sure that all the things that we want to happen, to have all those deals discussion, to be able to sign some of the deals agreement for the next summit, we should be in place to do that. Okay? Then another takeaway way forward is the catalog. I think all of you have a copy of the catalog. And as we have said, this is the first edition. And some of you have asked me, but why we are not there? So you will be there. There will be a second edition. So make sure when you look at it, you know what information we need. Martin, where is Martin in Sima? Martin? Where is this Martin now? Okay, so Martin is our communication focal point, but you can stand because you are acting Martin now, since he is not. So he will give you his contact details, but also Martin have been here. You send the information also to Paul and Patricia. Paul, please stand. Yes, Paul, where is Patricia? Patricia, come, stand near Paul. So, yeah. So these colleagues, Karim, move. Please, next year, don't complain if you are not on the second edition. You have this sample. Martin, we are waiting for you. So Martin is our head of communication. We have his assistant, tell them your name, Samuel. We have our coordinator for the summit, tell them your name. We have our head of women economic empowerment. We have our officer again in women economic empowerment. Make sure you get their contact details. Share your details so that you can be on the second edition of the catalog. Okay? Yes? Okay. Then, what else? Yes, so finally, let me announce again those who we have succeeded through the office of Ambassador Rosa to unlock the investment opportunities. Bugiri fish farming, as I said before, congratulations. Coffee women, there, please, congratulations. Palm oil byproducts, palm oil, where are they? Palm oil, yes, congratulations. NOYA, private sector, NOYA. Congratulations. Then Van Dock Studio Metal Convention, the ones who displayed there. So for those 5, there will be unlocking of investment opportunities. This is the beginning. You, 1 of you, or 5 of you, or 10 of you will be next. We'll be following up because the media will be following us. His Excellency will be following us. There will be an evaluation. How many women have we succeeded to unlock the investment opportunities, to unlock the networks, yeah? So I think I'll finish here, and again, I want to thank all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. Let me see, I think I have it somewhere. Let me take this opportunity to invite Annette Kabulungi, Principal Gender Officer, to say a few words to the audience before we close.
Thank you very much.
Whoa. This is another love story. Abachana baita basira kuba bema kumine bisinga bakuma ibasika simaita basira wama muri basira you are my heroes abachana baita basira kuba bema kumine bisinga bakuma
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take our seats. Let us humbly take our seats for the official closing remarks of this event. Okay. I take opportunity on behalf of the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development to congratulate each one of us for having successfully attended this important event. I believe it was a very good event, and I request you to clap for yourselves. This event speaks volumes about our mandate as Minister of Gender. We exist to fight gender inequality, and there is no fighting gender inequality when the pockets of the women are empty. Yes. Every form of gender inequality is backed by lack of resources. Let us start with inequality in political representation. Politics is damn expensive, and you cannot dare without money. And if your spouse cannot give you money, and you do not have resources for yourselves, then you remain silent. You cannot join Ugandan politics. And that's where money is. We have a challenge in Uganda, the challenge of gender-based violence. At the heart of this vice is unequal power relations, but mainly unequal economic resources between the spouses. So every form of gender-based violence is backed by the fact that one has more, the other one has less. So it's rare for them to share equally, so there will be some fight somewhere in that equation. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Annette Kabarungi. I'm a focal point officer for gender-based violence. I'm a focal point officer for female genital mutilation, and I coordinate a number of activities in the north, in West Nile, in Karamoja and Sebei region, targeting gender-based violence, and at the center of it is economy, is power. Girls are cut to sell them off and get something. And that something mainly lands in the hands of the man, because we are still in a patriarchal society. The challenge of teenage pregnancy is closely related to economic power. Most of the girls are looking for something that they can put in their pockets. We have a challenge in Uganda if we do not address the economic division of resources between men and women. Then we cannot develop. We are the majority, and our brothers, husbands, and sons have most of the money. So what we are fighting for through this forum, by addressing the women in agribusiness, is very, very timely. We shall continue lagging behind unless we put some money in the pockets of women, to the extent that some women could have got out of bad relationships, but because they are not able to look after themselves, they stay in there, and some die there. And then we lose them. And then we lose the families they were holding together And then we lose the girls they were trying to keep in custody. And then we have a very disorganized family setup because our women are not empowered. If you can afford to put some money in your pocket, once a week or a month or 2 months, depending on your cash flow, then we consider you to be a champion in Uganda, because others can build on you. Others can see you as a good example. And then we can say that we are collectively fighting gender inequality. It remains a myth when we do not put some money in the pockets of the women. I've been with you since yesterday, so I do not have a written statement. And even if my commissioner was here, whom I'm representing, I believe we would not need a written statement because we have been part and parcel of the process. We have moved from store to store. We have bought some items. We have seen the weaknesses manifesting themselves in what we saw. And therefore we have where to build as we share these few remarks with you. I have picked 5 items that I believe you can take home to add on what you already know, because we are learning from you. But as we learn from you, we also notice that you could have done better in some aspects. And the first one is the wisdom of unity. I do not know how many of these stores here are members of UWIL. Where is the CEO of UWIL? Uh-huh. Please get closer and I ask you something. Just walk swiftly, but don't run. If you can hear me from where you have reached, I want to know how many of the organizations represented here are registered members of UWIL. I can lend you my own mic and I will start from there.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. What is interesting is that our members are also members of other members and many other places. But they're all here, by show of hand. My analysis was like 90% were UWIL members. But they're also members in other places. Yeah, and most of them have got interest now to become our members. So they're all our members. It's an association for women. You all qualify. So that question is answered properly because they are all women and we welcome women at the association.
Thank you very much. Did you limit yourself to the UWIL members? Or you invited many members and only those who belong to UWIL managed to make it? Mm-hmm. You had a criteria. And I believe if you had stepped outside the criteria, you would have had very many women's organizations or associations in agribusiness that would not have been here. So we are talking about a minority, and there is a big majority that we are leaving behind. We need the power of unity to enable us bargain together, to enable us shout together where we need to shout, and to enable us to do advocacy accordingly. That is my number one. My number two is the need to mentor young people. We had a panel and we had a young lady there And most of the owners, when you are walking around, they are either in their 40s and some are in their 50s. And you keep asking yourself, how many young people are they mentoring? How many young souls are they touching? Shall we have businesses collapsing again because someone is not able to take over? How many young people are we mentoring? Actually, to me, if I was in that line of yours, I believe I would have a mentorship component, even if it does not have a financial benefit. I believe this is now my number 3, is a critical factor of persons with disabilities. I listened very well. First of all, we are using the wrong language to address our colleagues as disabled. That is bad enough. Yes. We categorize them as unable, even before we give them an opportunity to prove their worth. So let me address the lady and all the other persons that she could be representing here, that the Ministry of Gender is the mother ministry, but in addition to other departments, it has a Department of Disability and Elderly Affairs. Can we urge you kindly to step out and find out what your department is offering? Because some of the things she was mentioning are things to do with what the department is at the moment doing. Is something to do with what the UN fraternity is handling in terms of disability inclusion. Can we, though we are not interested in reading much, can we step into the disability department and find out what is there? Something is there. Sorry, I forgot to pick your name, but please step there and find out what is there. We have some ongoing government initiatives, the UEP, the YLP, the GROW, the SAGE, and all of them have a special inclusion for disability. So if you do not step out and find out, then you will never know. And once you step out, you will be able to find other people that you can unite with and be able to have a collective voice. We talked about something on policy briefs. We are waiting. Let's not just shout. Let's shout from a policy-informed perspective by shouting what can be picked by the policy makers. There is a lot that happens. So you have to polish what you want and make it fair. We are talking about additional capital. It is not everywhere all the time, but it is somewhere sometime, and this is part of the time, because the coordinator of the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program, stroke YLP, is in the room. Madam Win must go stand up. Now you better clap loud. Yes, because that is the person who handles that money. So if you feel you could have outgrown it, that's why I'm talking about partnerships. Your younger sister could be interested in it. Please take note. I'll give her opportunity to give you her contact so that you can be able to follow through. And then I want to talk about profiling. we need some reasonable profiling of women's businesses, even beyond the agro-processing. We need to know who is where in Uganda and what they are practically doing there. Now, I'm going to close because the representative of the PS of Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries is coming in to give the official closure. But before she comes in, I urge you ladies and the few gentlemen in our midst to prevent gender-based violence. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, gender-based violence happens across the broad spectrum, and even you, as an agribusiness woman, you could be causing some GBV in your home. You could be vulnerable to GBV in your home. You could be perpetrating it where you work, and we want you to pick this concept and carry it home with you. When GBV happens, please report it. There are mechanisms for reporting GBV, and there are mechanisms for responding to GBV. And the same applies to female genital mutilation. I've told you I'm a focal point person for FGM, and I feel at the center of every home there is some GBV meandering, there is some GBV going on, there is some GBV threatening to happen. So pick it up, and if you do not know how to smell it, I think that is the right word in Uganda. If you cannot smell it, at least come to us, the technical people, and we guide you on how to smell it, and how to plan for it, and how to report it, and how to get interventions before it destroys your agribusiness event that you have brought here, and before you work to make others benefit, and before you work to even make your co-wife benefit. Let us think about it together and mainstream it in economic empowerment. I'm always available to give training on gender-based violence in all its forms and disseminating the relevant documents on gender-based violence. And I will be readily available to come and talk to you on gender-based violence because it undermines economic empowerment. It can divert what you have worked for and make it land in the hands of another. And it can limit you because you will not be sure whether to borrow money, whether not to borrow, because you are stepping on dangerous ground. We all belong to African families. We cannot assume that we have outgrown GBV. Actually, the corporate class suffers it most inside their perimeter walls, and it manifests in the worst form, finally. So let's have time for GBV and discuss it because it cuts across economic empowerment, but above all, it derails our struggles for gender equality and women's empowerment in totality. So with those few remarks, I believe we shall have time to touch base again. And I believe we shall expand this forum even the next year, as has been noted already. And I wish to thank you on behalf of my commissioner. And I now have the honor and the privilege of inviting my senior, yes, the representative of the PS, Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, to come and give her closing remarks. Please clap for her as she comes. You don't know how to clap.
Thank you very much for that education, because we have benefited. And thank you for calling me to come and close. I want to recognize the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, particularly the representatives that are here. I want to recognize the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, and our colleague Dr. Connie, who is still here. I want to recognize the UN Women, our convener, may God bless you. I want to recognize Ambassador Rosa for being and continuing to be part of the UN and also part of us women and part of us as a population. Women in agribusiness, thank you very much for being there. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for making all the sacrifices you've made to be here. Women that are about to become agribusiness, some of them have escorted their mothers, their uncles, their aunties, and so on. And I know that this is our pipeline of people who are about to become. We recognize you, and we are looking forward that you're going to come to join women in agribusiness. All the other women who are about to write their proposals, give their ideas, and maybe they will grow. Ladies and gentlemen who are here, a lot has already been said. I really want to again appreciate UN Women who has put us here. I want to answer a few questions first. The aspect of agricultural show. Agricultural show is now handled by the Uganda National Farmers Federation. I think something like that, UMFE. And they have been constrained and somehow having the agriculture show annually in Jinja. But I'm well informed that this financial year or this year, they are going to open up to regions and then also have the national one in Jinja. So we are really looking forward to that. One other thing which I have noticed during the shows, when I was young, I used to see the most unique things in a show, like the longest cassava, which is about half this podium. So there were unique things, but now a lot of times we just get a show and people, normal size cassava, not anything to wonder about. We could also participate in ensuring that when we are in the shows, we bring out unique things. For me, it is done by the fact that UN Women has linked up for a long time with the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, but for this particular one, has linked up with the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries. We know that 80% of the activities in this country are agriculture-based. We also know that of that 80%, 70% is being done by women, albeit it is at the lower end of the value chain. But as you realize, women have moved from the lower part of the value chain and become examples to each other and moved somehow. They only need to be pulled up from wherever they are. I'm very thankful about this link because we have a lot of things like Madam Connie already said from the Ministry of Agriculture, but they are not specifically gender-based. They are not screwed to fit into that whole of the gender. So this relationship is the best that has happened. It is the thing that has been waiting to happen. And thankfully, it has happened. And I'm so happy that it has happened now when I'm also there. So we want to fix this and make sure the policy briefs, they are there. People have very many ideas. But if they haven't moved from our minds, and maybe people have been wondering, how do these policy briefs reach? Gender, agriculture, working in our silos has been so unhelpful. But thankfully, it has happened. So the one and only thing which I want to talk about is the conduit that has hitherto been blocked. And UN Women came with, I think, a metal rod and just made sure it is open. Madam, can you stand up for recognition? Paula, you are the rod that has pushed and opened that conduit. The water is now going to flow. Unfortunately for this one, even it doesn't care about gravity. It will flow like this, then it flow like this and flow like this. And it remains between Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development and the Ministry of Agriculture and More Industry and Fisheries to actually actualize this. Because this, you are looking at women, then you are looking for only those that have been beaten. When there are those who are planting crops and so on, they are now going to join the conduit, and we are going to have the pipe grow, and it is going to be larger and larger. We promise to be a conduit between us, women, to other organizations like UNBS, URA, and of course our Ministry of Gender, and other organizations where there is mechanization. All those, we are not going to answer. We've raised them all. But we promise to be that conduit that will ensure that it will work. We would like to request, or what the ideas that have come, is the participation of this team, the newly found lovers of MAIF, MGLSD, UN organization, that we shall participate in things like International Women's Day. We need to do this together. Paula, I need you to hear the International Women's Day so that we work together. This is one of the things which has been probably not making a lot of sense because we are not participating as well as we should. So International Women's Day, we need to plan and celebrate, and it is only a month or so to go on the 8th of March. So we need to work together. Another thing which I want to propose is the role model. These women, we know who they are now. We are struggling to make sure that they have money in their pocket. But there are women at school, senior secondary, university. Can we do role modeling? Can we meet them up? Can we participate in encouraging the girl child to do sciences, or to go into institutions where they will learn things to use their own hands? This wine making, this cake making should already be part and parcel of their skill before they even graduate. Some of them could be making wine aside to even make their tuition. So we need to touch the woman as early as possible, not to only look at maybe the already disadvantaged woman who is trying to get money. That's a very good forum with which to meet women. But if we captured women who are younger, skilled them, I think that would be perfect. So that by now, they are already trading, even when they just come out of school. And that power of money, as my friend and colleague here said, that once they have power of money, the man cannot bully you. When you can also say, okay, if you disturb me, I'll go away. And then he knows that there will be nobody to buy meat. because it's always mommy who buys meat. So he'll take care, he will be careful when he's bullying you. So the power of financial power is very important for women. And if you check, we may be beaten up in our fences, but it is very, very easy to get rid of that because there will be finances. We also want to teach women to get money, but I am always, as a grown-up, I know that we as women, when we have money, we may also behave awkwardly. You want also to dance up to midnight without even informing the husband, and yet we know that this is a patriarchal family. We should teach women to empower them to have money, but we should teach them to retain their sense of stabilizing the family. A family where a woman is not stable, she's drinking up to midnight, she doesn't know what the children are eating, and so on. And that's what money might encourage us to do. We need to teach women to be rich, but be rich carefully, so that we sustain, and so that the corporate woman, the business woman, still has a very good home in spite of having money. But what is common is that now I also have money. He has been playing around with me. I will also come at midnight. I also can buy my Kulga and drive. I can also buy my Benz and drive. And so he should not disturb me. So let it not be an aspect of breaking families. So therefore, we need to teach our women as they become richer, as they become the breadwinners, changing the tables, turning the tables upside down. It should not be a recipe for family breakages. I want therefore to stop there, to thank you very much again for participating, to thank every soul that is here and that has been here, left and come back, that has put a mind into this preparation. Thank you very much and congratulate you for the successful show that we have had, the interactions that we have had. I therefore want to close this show and thank you very much. Wish you safe journeys back home, and we meet again shortly, maybe at the International Women's Day or our annual event, which has already been announced. Thank you very much.
Please, a big applause to Dr. Anna. Thank you so much. I think if the final person has already spoken, no more speeches. I've been reliably informed that those who are selling wine says it is time for wine, so you can pass around their booth and buy some wine, as well as other items around. Please support each other. Okay, thank you so much. I think it's now clear. May I have the National Organizing Committee for this expo coming here, please? Kindly step forward. Members from UWIL, members from Farmers Federation, UN Women, MAIF, Ministry of Gender, TAC. Please step forward. TAC, UWIL, Gender, Agriculture, Farmers Federation, UN Women. Please step forward. So this event was pulled by this team, and I've been informed that is it Van dot studio would like to give them a present. Please proceed.
Here. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christina Sio. I'm from Van Van Dutch Studio. What we basically do is we teach the youth, girls and boys of all ages. We teach them how to work with scrap metal to be able to create artwork which they can sell, and also to be able to create functional art in terms of tables, chairs. So what I have in front of me here is one of the sculptures we made, and it basically talks of girl child education. So at the bottom, you can see two girls. One is pregnant, one is supposed to be a prostitute. These are challenges that girls face in the community, and they're underlooked and seen as a source of labor. So it is on few chances that one of the girls rises up to the occasion and is able to graduate and get the key to success. With that said, I would like to show my gratitude. Me and my colleague would like to show our sincere gratitude to the entire team that made this event possible, and all the work you're doing to enable all these women be put in a platform where they're able to express their views and get a chance to get in touch with investors who they wouldn't really access if they were on their own. We appreciate all the effort you do. And with that said, I would like to hand this over to the entire committee that made all this possible. Thank you so much.
So on behalf of the committee, UN Women and the Secretariat would like to appreciate your good gesture. So this is excellent. We'll always remember, and there will be many more, I'm sure, by the next summit. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. Yeah, and it will bring many, many women to come and learn this. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this gift. So committee members, please check them. Please, committee members, don't leave this behind. Take it with you. Yes. Please. So time to interact. Don't leave the fruits. The fruits are on the table around, and the tea. Please take the tea and the snacks. And I wish you safe journey for women who are coming outside Kampala. May God bless you as you travel. Thank you.